Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit, my intuition, and the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, amazing viewers. I'm so glad to have you here today. If you're returning, welcome. I'm so blessed, so grateful. And if you are new, welcome to the channel. I hope you do stay. Can't wait to get into today's reading. I do have just a message here in regards to the energy shift. So I've been going through an energy shift here quite dramatically, and I've been getting a ton of downloads, like a ton. I do feel a lot more grounded, although it certainly does fluctuate. So today I'm certainly more grounded than usual. So I can't wait to get into this reading, but I am aware that this may not be for my usual subscribers. The energy may be slightly not resonating. Okay, so I don't know what that means, but it could certainly just be, you know, for one sort of energy needing to hear this energy that is coming through the cards, or it could be the shift of energy that's now pulling through my readings. I'm not quite sure, but I do intend on delivering exactly what it is that I see here. And what we're looking at is your understanding of what's going on energetically around you. Okay, so it could certainly come out as something that's energetically charged in your energy field, a situation that's going on, and what your understanding is of that. And then we'll look at what the actual objective sort of truth that spirit wants to show you of what indeed is the reality of what's going on. Okay, so maybe there's a need for a perspective shift, or maybe there's something else that's coming through as something that you have not yet been able to see through or work through. But either which way, this might not be the best reading for everyone. You know, I don't know what's going to come through. So if you're feeling a little sensitive, maybe not the best reading, and that's absolutely fine. Okay, there's plenty of readings on the playlist you guys can go check out, and other readers as well. So I am excited to share what I see here, because I do feel quite an energy shift here. And I was actually, again, getting a lot of information from spirit in regards to just my soul sort of engagement here with these readings, because I don't know if it's been me maybe asking spirit, like, am I delivering what I'm supposed to be delivering, you know? And I don't know if this is me getting in my head, or maybe my own ego coming through as someone saying, like, I don't understand if I'm living in an ego, or am I surrendering to, you know, what I'm kind of being pulled to do. Because, well, if you ask me, I certainly wouldn't say I wanted to be a tarot reader on YouTube. You know, that wasn't something that I strive to be, or even thought that I would be doing. But at the same time, I wanted to keep myself very much aware and humble of what the sole purpose is. And so I've been really open to spirit saying, hey, like, I really want to be a channel here for those who are most likely needing to hear the message they're needing to hear, like whoever that may be, and give me kind of the understanding that I'm not doubting, I guess, doubting my purpose here in delivering this message. So spirit and I have been really working closely together, and I feel this is probably why I've been given a whole bunch of downloads here. So you guys might see a lot of that coming through in my next few videos, although like I said, I'm feeling quite grounded here, and I cannot wait to deliver what this message is all about. Okay, so we have 3 options to choose from here. Option number 1 is this pine cone. Option number 2 is this air freshener sunflower. It still has scent to it. And option number 3 is this piece of driftwood, some bark from the park. Okay, so let's keep it how it was, although I do like this side a little better. Okay, so no, let's keep it how it was. Keep it how it was. Okay, so piles 1, 2, 3. I'll leave the video running. It could be that you're pulled to multiple piles, and that just means there could be multiple messages for you. All right. As long as you resonate with the first part, then chances are the second part is your message. If it does not resonate, do not sit through the whole thing. These are general readings, and they are specific to the energy frequency that I'm tapped into. The general gist or the bulk of the reading should be resonating to what's going on around you. You don't need to force it or make it sort of fit your story. Okay, so I will see you guys at your pick. The timestamps are in the description box and in the pinned comment below. I will see you at your pick. Hello, my most beautiful pile 1. You guys picked the pine cone for your option, and we're looking at your understanding of the current energy situation going on around you, how you're perceiving something, and then we're going to take a look at what the actual reality or objective truth is about the situation. So are you maybe seeing something how you want to see it? Are you missing something that you're not quite seeing? Or what sort of misconception may you have? Okay, so this isn't for everyone, like I mentioned in the intro. Only take, what's resonating for you, but certainly don't force anything to fit. And if you don't resonate with this first bit, then chances are this is not your pile. And because of this huge energy shift, I don't know necessarily that any of these piles might resonate for any of my subscribers at this time. Okay, I don't know where you're sitting energetically, but this is not going to be for certainly everybody. All right, so let's lay the cards out, and I will put the main reading timestamp so you can skip to it, although sometimes I channel throughout the layout as this is my intuition tuning. So as usual, I use my intuition during the layout to get in tune with what this is, and you should do the same. What you see, feel, or hear throughout this reading will determine whether this is your message or not. Lean in on your intuition over mine any day, all day. All right, so let's get started. We have 10 with trust and forgiveness. It is time for you to let down your guard and learn to trust again. Okay. We have the Queen of Keys. This is Queen of Pentacles energy. Okay, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Grounded energy, although the keys to me always talk about solutions and answers and knowledge, information. Either we're armed with information or we're needing more information, but the key is definitely providing solutions. Okay, so we have conscientious, and it looks like this little girl is raking, and she has wings, so she's like an angel. She's wearing an apron, and she looks like Princess Leia, or at least her hair is like Princess Leia. Star Wars lover, potentially. Okay, we have the storyteller with the viewpoints and control. So we have the shadows, the hands making shadows. Okay. And we have another shadow card here with goat, and I'm getting heavy Capricorn energy from this. So determination, fixation. I'm also picking up a slight devil energy from this as well. Okay, devil from the tarot could be unhealthy things, styles, ways of being, something that binds us or keeps us stuck, maybe. Look how similar, you guys, with this shadow and this shadow. I mean, they're doing the exact same freaking hand. One's mirrored the other way and one's mirrored the other way, but I guess that's how you make a goat in hand shadow speak. I don't know. I don't make animals with my hands in the shadows, but I would assume that's how you make it, because they're doing the exact same hand gestures and the shadow is exactly the same. One's pointing one way and one's looking the other way. Something coming through already here, and because we have trust and forgiveness, I think there might be some conflict here with another person. Okay, maybe we're completely on 2 different pages here. Let's see. Okay, so we have Saturn with structure, and Saturn is the ruling planet for Capricorn. It's also the ruling planet for Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about new technology, new ways, thinking outside the box. But I'm feeling everything else here is more leaning towards the more Capricorn energy, which is a little bit more fixed in grounded earth energy rather than Aquarius energy. Structure, and like I said, 24. 24. So that reduces to 6, and the 6th house is all about work habits, which ties back to Capricorn, but it could be the sense of usefulness we have or the service we give. Analytical systems coming through, and I am actually getting a breakdown of this number as 2, meaning I'm getting partnership or a choice, and I'm also getting 4, which is all about stability, you know, stability, home, family. Okay, we have expand. Yeah, this is more of that Aquarius energy I was feeling. Expand. Okay, we have worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. And we have leaf shapes with the 7 of hearts. So this is the 7 of cups in tarot. And then we have all these different leaf shapes coming through. And leaf arrangements. Alternate, even, pinnate, opposite, and rosette. Look at this. Oh my God, you guys. Look at this rosette, if you could see it. And this pine cone. Exactly the same. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I'm also getting from the opposite this. And from the 2, I'm getting 2 opposites. And from the leaf shapes, I'm getting Aquarius energy, which is thinking outside the box. Like, look how many different variants we have here of, I mean, same thing, a leaf's a leaf's a leaf's a leaf, but the leaf could be completely all these different things. And the 7 of cups is about various things and options. Okay, many, many different options. And maybe too many options make it confusing. Yeah, because sometimes when we're 7 of cups, we're in confusion. We're not decisive. We don't have the key. We're kind of trying to find the key. And then we have this crow with notice. What can I learn from observation? Crow is air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, specifically Aquarius coming through for me. The crow is symbolizing the death, okay, because crows symbolize death, which is really about shedding the old, letting go of the old, what's no longer serving, the cycle of life. And what can I learn from what can I learn from observation is coming through. Again, as I said, the different perspectives, different ways, thinking outside the box with notice. Okay, let me pull the tarot now. I'll put your actual, I guess, reality of what's going on in your situation over here on the side. And then we'll pull some tarot, and then I'll get into channeling your message. So Spirit, thank you so much for this clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of beautiful pile 1. What is their understanding of their existing situation right here, right now? What is their understanding? How are they seeing this situation? Thank you so much for this message. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good. And thank you so much, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm truly blessed and grateful. Thank you so much. All right. Spirits, a little bit more. Okay, so we have the 2 of Swords. Look at that, you guys. The birds facing Okay, this is the stalemate. This is the indecision. This could be, you know, not seeing eye to eye here. This is the need to be decisive because there's so many options here. Okay, so next, Spirit, clear and concise message for pile 1. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse. All the Swords energy is giving me Aquarius energy again. Ten of Swords is a painful ending. When it's in the reverse, it could mean needing to come to terms, to have closure, or it could just mean, again, because the Death here, having to release something that we have not yet been able to fully release. Okay, and we have the Emperor. Okay, I see what's going on here. Aries energy, I do feel one more. Aries energy coming through, Divine Masculine energy coming through, and then we have the Temperance, which is Sagittarius energy. Okay, okie dokie. Just let me sit in this energy, and then I will start to channel what it is that's coming through, okay? I don't know if I read the storyteller, viewpoints, and control. Okay. Okay. Pile 1. I feel a very fixed sort of energy about you, and I think you're really well-meaning. Okay, I think you're really well-meaning. I feel it's really much a mindset that you have, that it's kind of what you're seeing here is the only way to achieve some sort of structure or some sort of understanding of what is the right way to attain your own structure, your own peace of mind, your own empire, your own world, your own thing that you've told yourself and understand yourself to want or be or have or live through. Like there's some sort of identity or some sort of understanding you have here of who you want to be or how you have been up until this point and how things should be, need to be, and how you need to engage within your world in order to keep reflecting back to you more of what it is that you're wanting. But I feel like there's a whole other world around you that could attain not only what it is that you're wanting, but a whole lot more that I feel you're cutting yourself off from. And I feel like where this kind of stemmed from, and I don't know, maybe we're going to get some of the truth in here as well, because that's coming through, which you may or may not see, or maybe you do see it because it's here in the understanding you currently have, okay? And what I see here is that there's a need to get over, and I say get over, I mean, we can't just get over something if we're still having to process, but there is a need to process and get over an experience that planted this sort of thing within us, this understanding within us, by going back to this understanding and learning to release, let it go, or forgive it in some way. Forgive whoever was involved in a way that allows us to move forward. Now, that doesn't mean we have to go and outrightly seek that person and offer our forgiveness to them, but understanding that this is going on within us will allow us to make peace with something here so that we can learn to trust a different process outside of what we've been continuously kind of engaged with. Because when we try something different, or when we deviate from our norm and we get hurt, or we experience failure, or we don't get the results we were wanting, it then becomes an area where we kind of keep away from, and we shy away from deviating. And if we try, and the polar opposite, if we try something and are successful, then we continue to go down that road of how we attain success, which would make sense. I mean, if this is working, why change it? But our world is so vast, okay? Like there's so much more for you in this expansive energy that if we continue to pigeonhole ourselves to the same sort of structure here, then we are missing out on a big world of stuff here that I feel is really what is lacking. And I feel you may sense it's lacking because you could not possibly be happy in this energy that I feel like you've been sitting in for quite some time. I feel it has been something that has been pretty, like, I admire your dedication, but it is consistent, it's dedicated, but it seems to me like it's very lonely, and it seems very, it's lonely, and there's a part of this that feels an unhappiness here, okay? And so I think you might be either dealing with another person or a situation in which, many situations potentially too, okay, just take the story that fits yours, in which you're really hard-headed about your getting something done your way, okay? And trust me, there's nothing wrong with having things done your way. I'm a Virgo. I like things done my way because I trust my way. But when we're learning how to trust again, we have to sometimes allow ourselves to release some of the control and our position in order to really look and observe, okay? Now, observing doesn't mean you have to go do what someone else wants you to do. That just means we're open to observing what other people are offering, what other situations outside of the one we're fixated on or looking on, to say, is it possible that there could be something outside of what I'm doing, outside of my idea, that could mean more to me, could be even more beneficial, could bring in more success to me, could make me feel more safe, more grounded, more trusted. And if so, am I able to go after this? Because now I'm feeling like you might be telling yourself that there's a very good reason why you're doing what you're doing and maintaining what you're doing, and that you're in control. But the real thing I'm seeing here is there is a fear of not being in control, because you're actually not in control, okay? And we know this. Nobody is in control. You can try to be in control all you want, okay? And you could say, well, I'm minimizing, I guess, chaos, okay, by being very fixed or controlling the things I can. But what's happening here is, by controlling the things that you're thinking you're controlling, you're actually limiting yourself from taking an observer sort of position here, and then being empowered to act once you have more information that is looking outside of the norms. Because I feel right now there's a lot of things right now that are being shut out in your world, because I feel a very strong-headed opinion about how something should be or is, okay? And I don't know if you're working diligently on this. I feel like maybe you're doing shadow work. I mean, you're here at a tarot reading, and I see this conscientious, so this is a working card, okay? And Capricorn's all about work. So I feel there's a dedication. There's yeah, like a very strong, dedicated energy here. And I think you're, again, well-meaning in where you're fixing this energy, you're focusing the energy, but this is kind of a cover-up in some way, and I don't know that you necessarily see it, you know? Like, if we tell ourselves, well, I'm a dedicated, good person because I want the best thing here, and I'm minimizing chaos, so the more I put my nose to the grindstone and focus on this and be dedicated and be this empowered person to make things happen, then that's perfect because I'm making things happen. But that's a very matrixy sort of perspective that now shuts out other parts of solutions that could come in through the spiritual realm, through the emotional realm, through the allowing other things to come through that are outside realities that never even came into our being, thinking outside the box, right? Like, this is just an example. Let's say we want to, you know, create a business And then we're looking at all the businesses around us, and then we just open up another restaurant. Like, okay, great. And you're like, well, I'm taking the initiative. I'm being an entrepreneur. I open up my own business, and you do this. But what Spirit is saying, like, you could be the next inventor of the flux capacitor, I don't know, 1000Z, okay, device here. But you're too busy focused on this restaurant, which is going to be marginal at best, okay? Marginal at best, and you're slaving away in this idea. And so you pat yourself on the back here, which, I mean, great. I'm not saying, that you shouldn't be proud of these achievements, although Spirit really wants you to introduce this, flux capacitor 1000Z version here, but you're too fixated on this thing, working out in this thing, because you're carrying an identity of, this is how I'm going to fulfill it, or this is how I need to pursue it. And that's a heavy fucking burden. Like, it's very heavy, okay? It's so heavy to carry that, because one, we're putting a lot on our shoulders to achieve some sort of outcome that I have no doubt you can achieve this, but who fucking cares about the restaurant? Like, honestly, because there's so many, and you're only going to then sit in your marginalized restaurant thinking of the next thing that you can burn out on, and then the next thing you can burn out on, and then the next thing that. So I feel as though maybe you're really focused on building some sort of empire, or some sort of little, I say little, I don't know. I just feel like it's not the most potential you can have right now, attain right now. Like, it's not something like, okay, achieve this flux capacitor, a million years from now. It's like right here, right now. There's something right here, right now that is around you that you're not seeing because we're too focused on this thing here. Okay, so I feel like this is coming from a place of needing to observe how we are, and then release the things that is within us, because I feel like it's an understanding within us, and that means making peace with whatever part of us here that was hanging on to an understanding, or that we had to be a certain way or prove ourselves in a certain action in order to gain a certain outcome. And so what I'm also picking up here is that maybe for those of you guys, things still haven't happened, and you're still kind of in this energy of still seeing it, still wanting it, still believing whatever the thing is, but there hasn't been any action because you're still kind of waiting for your thing to be exactly in the way that you're mentally envisioning it. And so then we get very clouded with sitting there waiting, and it's some sort of indecisive energy. Okay, 7 of Cups and 2 of Swords. It's like there's too many things, and so we're waiting to get very clear. We're waiting for it to get clear, so then we can be this version of ourselves and follow and be empowered to act. But it's like, what if this never gets very clear? Like, what if we need to open ourselves up even more, and open ourselves up even more to see all of the potential here as an observer, and then take notice of the thing that is the flux capacitor 1000Z, okay? I don't know what that means, but you know what I'm saying, okay? So yes, I'm feeling a lot of you guys might be in that camp, okay? Because we're worried here. Like, we know what we want, and we're hanging on tight, and we have a story in our mind of how we're going to get about it, because it's very structured, it's very fixed. And Spirit is saying, throw that narrative out the window, okay? Like, yes, your heart means well. Yes, you are dedicated. Yes, you're a hard worker. And yes, if you're focused, you can achieve things. But this is all conditioned things. It's like the harder you work, then the sort of the more you're going to attain in some way. But I think the more that you're going to attain is the more sort of yawn type thing that is not going to be fulfilling for you, because you're going to be sitting there with your business all stressed out thinking, okay, I have my business, now what? Now I'm working hours, now I'm burning out, now all these things that I thought that was supposed to come of this. I say business, whatever the thing is, right? I don't know what you're so dedicated and focused on here, and I wouldn't be surprised if you're a Capricorn here, but You know, someone very fixated and dedicated in something here, very heavy earth energy coming through. And I do feel like it is a very determined energy here with the Emperor. This is, you know, someone empowered, someone in control. We have control here as well. Okay, very divine masculine energy, doer energy. But with the Temperance here, it's like there's a need to find balance. And I feel this balance is within us, like to find the part of ourselves that speaks to our heart, you know, the part of us that speaks to this world that isn't quite of the earth here, so that we can think outside the box like Aquarius energy would, to be unique, to be authentic, to, and you have this, okay? So if you think you're not, or if you think you're not, I don't know, creative or authentic or have this ability, you do. The reason why this has not yet produced itself within you is because your nose is to the grindstone, focused on this outcome structure of how something has to get to and how you're going to get there. Okay, but I feel like it's so much so that sometimes we're very frozen and we're worried about the outcome turning out the way we want, and so we might not quite know, you know. So yeah, we might not quite know. And maybe you're at the point now, okay, because I don't know, again, where you're in the timeline, but maybe you're at the point now where you reach that thing. Maybe you're sitting in your business right now, listening to this, and you're like, yes, totally how I feel. And so now you're like, what the fuck do I do? Like, there's this way or that way, you know, and you're like totally now confused because you invested so much time here thinking like there's no way I can let my foot off the pedal and let this whole thing kind of come tumbling down because of my dedication, my vision of whatever it was. And now that it's a structure, it, like, to maintain that structure, we have to keep at it, you know, and it's something that feels disjointed to you because you don't want to keep at it. This isn't your natural energy. Okay, pile one, your natural energy is to be the observer. Your natural energy is to let fall away the things that do not serve you and keep you in an unnatural energy. It's not natural to be completely outpouring of a doer type energy consistently, right? Because again, Temperance. Sometimes we just sit there and allow the universe to present itself with abundance to us. We don't need to go search of it and work hard of it, right? Like, this is an understanding of that we could be conditioned as children, you know, that we have to work very hard in order to, you know, have abundance. Like, money doesn't grow on trees, and the harder you work, the more happiness. And so now we're worried here, thinking like, man, harder I'm working, I'm not finding happiness, I'm finding more worry, because now it's like, now my business is growing, now I have even more worries, now I have even more I'm giving, now I'm even more unhappy. And we're perpetuating this okay, where I feel you want freedom. I feel you want to tap into a heart space, not this so material realm space. Okay, so now that we have this, like I said, not going to be everyone's message. We're going to flip the other oracle cards, which I've not looked at, and see. I'm excited to see what it is. Then what is the reality? What is the actual reality here? And this could be your specific situation. So this could be telling you, you know, if you are in that latter situation I explained, like sitting there in your restaurant, like, what the hell do I do? Go this way or that way? Maybe this is guidance as to which way you're supposed to go. I don't know. Okay, let's take a look. We have wake up call 19. You're about to discover your life purpose. Oh my God, you guys, I'm going to cry. I do not look at these cards. Okay. I do not look at this. You're feeling what I'm feeling, right? Pile one. Wake up. You're not meant to be there. Nose to the grindstone. Okay. You're here watching a tarot reading because you're spiritual as fuck. Your energy is calling you to live in your life purpose. Like I said, flux capacitor 1000 Z. Okay, who's going to make this? You're going to make it. No one else. You're unique. Your energy, your purpose here on earth is yours solely. It is your individual, independent energy that no one else carries in this earth. Okay, yes, we're all one. Yes, we're all connected, but your vibration of who you are and your purpose is calling you. Okay, so 19 is 10, and 10 is, again, releasing the old and incubating for the new, okay? Because 10 is all about endings to make way for new beginnings. We saw the crow. Something needs to go away that is not serving you right now. All right, we have service. Yes, so this was coming through when I said the 6th house. It's the service given, okay? It's our usefulness or sense of usefulness. Oh, wow. Very tied. Okay, and we have, look at this. This is a service dog. Or it looks like a rescue dog, getting very heavy healing energy from this. Like maybe you're being called to the healing field. Maybe it's not a flux capacitor 1000 Zed, but I don't know. Maybe there's some healing thing you're supposed to be doing, okay? Maybe it's not a product, but a service. But either which way, it could be product. It's just your service to humanity, what you're here to do, your life purpose. The warrior, perfectionism, burnout. You guys, did I not say you're going to be sitting there looking at the next thing you're supposed to be, nose to the grindstone, and the next thing, and then eventually you'll know you just burn out? Like, and look at all these weapons, tools. You know, we have arrows, swords, axe. The warrior, perfectionism, and burnout. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys are Virgo / Capricorn. I don't know. We always hear about the Capricorn working so hard. I'm pretty convinced Virgo might outwork a Capricorn here, okay? I don't know. Leave in the comments what you are. So we have the turtle. Turtle. Let's put the beautiful turtle with the turtle. And we have the Leo. Shine. Number 5. Oh my God, I'm getting complete opposite energies here. I mean, nothing wrong with slow, steady, safe, structured, protected, but Leo, out there, open, exaggerated, fiery, passionate, you know, yeah, divine masculine energy again here. Leo shine, number 5. 5 is all about change. That would be that, you know, the crow, when things that needs to go away, we release, then we're in the middle of mass change, and change isn't always easy, okay? The 5th house is also about self-expression. So that is, you know, what is our purpose? Are we expressing the best version of ourselves, living our purpose? We have open. Look at that. This is giving me Aquarius energy again. The stars are Aquarius, but also open to outside the box thinking, opening, you know, the third eye, connecting with the universe, the divine, being very receptive to what we're being told to do here. It's not in the earthly plane, you know, mop more floors, open more restaurants, you know, keep expanding. And this, it's like this idea of something that's not yet created, that just comes to us. We don't have to chase it. It's coming to you, okay, in a way of signs, symbols, synchronicities. Yes, dreams are coming to you. Like the universe is, and maybe you already know what this thing is, okay? We have leap. Yeah, take that chance. This is Fool energy. You know, when we take the leap, usually when we're in Earth energy, it is very scary because we feel a big risk. What do we have to risk in order to leap, and what are we leaping into? But you don't need to know any of this stuff. Like, I know it sounds scary, and you might think you do, but this is your message. The universe is like, no. You don't. Like, you're taken care of. Okay, you are taken care of. So I do feel like I want to, yeah, revert back to, you know, I don't know how many of you guys are in tune with scripture and the Bible, but I feel like there, again, is tying into a reading that I did not too long ago, and it's trusting, you know, God's source, divine energy here to take care of you, to clothe you, to feed you. And you might not have everything you want, but you'll certainly have everything you need. Okay, that's coming through here very strong. Death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So yes, the crow energy, very strong. Okay, I think you know what's supposed to go away here. And maybe it's difficult to part with that, but it's time for it to go away. So here we have the Queen of Wands with the Queen of Clubs. Okay, with this playing card. And the Queen of Wands is, like, she's also career focused because she's dedicated, driven, but with the Queen of Wands doesn't go pursuing anything. Like, the passion comes to her. Her ideas come to her because of all the fire and the passion she contains. She's able to manifest, and things happen not from keeping her nose so much to the grindstone as it is her passion, her desire, and her love of what she wants, and then more manifests in front of her. And here it says Edible Wilderness Glossary Part 1. So this is all the glossary of all these words, like annual, basal, biennial, blade. So here I'm getting, again, like all the different variations of what's supposed to come to you is coming to you. But when we are very fixed in our view of what we're supposed to see, we think we know better than the universe. You know, from our experience, we have these narrow blinders on, and so then we very much limit what could come to us because we're only seeing it from a human sort of point of view. We're not seeing it from this point of view, and you're not only a meat suit, okay? You're a spiritual being. Sorry, I need a drink. Excuse me. You're not a meat suit. You are a spiritual being. Okay? So, you don't know better than Source. You don't know how you're going to expand. Leave that to Source. My throat's getting super dry. So, again, self-expression coming through, you know, with the throat chakra. There's something you're needing to express via service that we're not pursuing to let yourself shine. Like a Queen of Wands would. I'm feeling heavy Leo energy from this. Okay, plus just fire energy, Aries, Sagittarius as well. But this was the Seven of Cups we were seeing, all the different possibilities, you know, and when we think we know, we're only seeing the one leaf, you know, and it's like, yeah, this is what we know. Yeah, what we know on Earth, but look at all this. Like, look at all these different things to get there. And maybe this leaf is the one that, I don't know, that speaks to our heart, our creativity, it pays the bills, and allows us to have fun, and, because the universe just keeps on giving, right? But we need to inhibit this energy, because look at all these different possibilities that we would have never even came up with had we not opened our mind up to Spirit, or at least showed Source we trust it, okay? Because maybe you know, but you're not in action saying, hey, Spirit, I trust you, you know, I trust you to let go and follow your guidance. I trust you enough to take the leap of faith. What I feel you're showing, Spirit, is I hear you, if you're even listening at all. Maybe you're denying. I don't feel you're denying. I feel like you know, but you think you know better, or you think you can continue down. And maybe that was the two that I was seeing. You're like arguing with Spirit or arguing with this reality because it's not reality. I'm saying I must focus on the reality that I know. And it's difficult, you know, it's very difficult because we're conditioned to believe this. And like I say, you know, I'm always challenged when I do these readings. And this is probably why that whole intro message with me back to Spirit saying, you know, I don't want to do a disservice here. The last thing I want to do is say, hey, pile one, quit your job and go live in a van down by the river. You know, and I seem to be getting these types of readings, like even if you go far back in my playlist, like, so I don't know if this is the same energy I've been reading now for like 2 years here, okay, or however long I've been reading, but this has come through several times here, and it's fine. I'm not saying hurry up and rush, because everything in due time, okay, don't put so much pressure on yourself. But what I'm seeing here is us telling Spirit, I don't trust you and I know better here. And I'm going to continue to suffer in an energy that is of suffering, okay? Because it's of burnout. It's one of not bringing towards us what's going to actually free and liberate us and be our individual self. And that brings service to humanity, okay? That brings more service to humanity than you in a restaurant. That is you being and serving the greatest purpose here. And I'm not saying it at your detriment, because again, that's, you know, that's parable, if you will, or that verse in the Bible, that you will be taken care of. You will be taken care of. Do not doubt. And maybe you're, you know, working out your spirituality here. So this is maybe it. Like this is the wake up call for you to now take that next step in your spirituality, so that you are trusting where the universe is leading you. And like I said, if you've been feeling this for a while and you're resonating here, it is time. You know, I wouldn't tell someone, again, to just quit their job if they're not prepared, or if they're still stuck in some sort of understanding of the matrix and they get totally lost. What I'm seeing here is you're not going to get lost. You're going to be taken care of. Like, this is your calling. You're being forced to, because the universe is going to keep putting in front of you things that are pushing you towards this. And I feel you're resisting. Okay, so we have which course takes me home? Map, compass, plant. That's interesting because I picked the edible wilderness playing cards. Okay, I think this is the first time maybe I've ever used these on this channel. And now we have the compass plant. So I was being connected to plants because plants, you know, they don't struggle to grow. Plants are very organic. You plant it, it doesn't struggle to make a leaf. It doesn't struggle at all. It just is, and it becomes this beautiful, abundant thing. Okay, it just becomes what it is, and it keeps growing to a better full potential of self. So I feel like this is why the plant was coming through, because I feel like the energy you're in with this, like this was making me really, really tired. Like you must be really exhausted here, okay? Like, I don't know how many jobs you work or your business that's like on double time. And maybe I'm the reader here reading this because I can relate with this type of an energy, okay? Like, I got to do it. And you're not really proving anyone else but yourself. And what that's proving to yourself is you're going to attain something here that proves either you're worthy of it or just you can gain that sort of feeling, but that feeling is fleeting. Okay, that's an ego feeling, because once we get there to that mountaintop, the next person bumps us over and now we're back down, and then we're climbing the next mountaintop and the next. It's like fleeting. But when we're in spiritual mind, we could be in the valley. We could be in the valley and feel that euphoric feeling of being on the mountaintop. And then we can be on the mountain at the same time and feel the exact same way. And we could be anywhere and feel that same feeling, okay, of being complete, being whole, living in our purpose. You know, we feel home, whether we're in the valley or on the mountaintop. We don't feel only content at the mountaintop or only fulfilled, you know, and we're going through peaks and valleys of this. This is a consistent energy here. And so map takes us home, like your life purpose. Okay, which course takes you to your life purpose here? Two of Scrolls. This is the Two of Swords coming out again. That was that, well, I already put it back in the tarot, but that was the Two of Swords, the two birds, okay? The impasse. Two Swords is, should I do this or should I do that? And so sometimes it is two truths that we know, and it could be two truths that cannot exist together because they oppose each other. It's like, if I do this, then I cannot that. And if I do that, then I cannot that, right? So we sit there at this crossroads, impasse, an inability to make a decision, or we're not very clear about it, you know, and we sit in these two worlds. And Spirit is saying there is only one world here, okay? And that's home. And you have this map. It's taking you there. And you know what this is. Is your door open? Have you seen the light? Are you resisting it? Are you taking that leap of faith? Or are you telling yourself something else? Okay, let's pull some guidance here, okay? Because I feel like this is coming out exactly as I'm explaining it. Let's just get some guidance here from Spirit. What is exact steps pile 1 is supposed to do right now then? If they're sitting at this Two of Swords, Spirits, and I know this is a general reading, so it may be, you know, a little bit difficult to give exact steps, but the main gist of what this message is for all of you guys resonating, there's going to be something here that should resonate. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. I'm so blessed. Thank you so much for this message. For pile 1, guidance for pile 1. Spirit, thank you so, so much. So we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay, I do feel one more. Queen of Swords is that Aquarius energy I was feeling again. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay, so, and bottom of the deck, we see the Ace of Pentacles. Under that, we have the Queen of Pentacles, which was coming out in this energy here. The Queen of Keys, Queen of Pentacles. Earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Okay, and like I said, the Ace of Pentacles, I'm going to turn it this way. So, hang on, let me just blow my nose. Okay. So, you don't have to be an Aquarius, but Aquarius keeps coming through here. And with Aquarius, to me, there's lots of things coming through, okay? for one, Aquarius energy, like I said, is very expansive, thinking outside the box. It is, now you don't have to be in the technology realm, because I don't know, I feel like more of a healer energy coming from you. But it's because when we think of technology, we think of, a future sort of outside the box understanding that a lot of people cannot comprehend. So I feel like there is something here that is incomprehensible to this earthly plane right now as it is. And as we evolve as a species, there is something here that you're offering to the world that no one else can. Okay. And the star to me also represents destiny. I feel there's something here, your life purpose, that you're destined to do. I'm also feeling heavy wishes and long-term vision of hope and desires, because I feel like there is something here that's going to fulfill your own specific wish, your hopes, your desires with the star. Okay, so I feel like there's a need to connect with this, and there will be a transformation that happens once we release the things we have to release, because, releasing old things and things that are dead in our life, it takes quite the process. So it might be going slow. Okay, and maybe you just needed to hear that. If it's going slow and you're taking steps, it's okay. But I'm feeling with this perfectionism and burnout, because we're seeing the temperance, it's like, I think what I'm reading for is two different types of people. Like, I'm feeling some of you guys burning out here in your old world, or the world you're living in right now, continuously in that. And Spirit's saying, hey, watch out, you're going to burn out. Okay. And with perfectionism, it might mean that some of you guys are waiting until this is the perfect opening, like that you have all lights on green, or your T's all crossed and your I's are all dotted before you fully engage here. And Spirit is saying, no, like, take the first step here. Okay. And even if it's slow, you're still going to move towards this. It does not have to be perfect, because you are protected here with this shield. You have all the tools in your arsenal. At any point when you come across something you're needing, you have that tool. And I feel like you guys have lived a very vast life, is what I'm feeling here, with a bunch of different experiences. So maybe you've tried retail, you've been in business to business, you've been, service, maybe you've dealt with people, maybe you've also dealt with children, or whatever the thing is. Okay, it doesn't have to be the things I mentioned, but I feel you have different aspects of connecting with humanity, of knowing how to have the skill. Okay, maybe you have sales, and maybe you have, counseling, and maybe you have, I don't know, all the things that you've experienced, okay, is allowing you to be successful in this endeavor when you take this leap. That you are protected no matter what is thrown in front of you. And if you are moving slow, don't be this perfectionism thinking you have to be at a certain place by this certain time, because now we're falling back into that old mindset. Okay, because now we're thinking differently. So I feel like there's something here that's needing to, just like the plant, right? This is the seed. It takes that first step. And some of you guys are stuck and haven't taken that first step. We're still at that impasse, the crossroads. It's like, well, I know this truth, and if I do that, then that. It's like, okay, well, do you know better than Spirit? Plant the seed, and then things are going to unfold here, okay? So I feel like you need to get very clear and certain, first of all, because you're sitting Two of Swords, okay? And in this Akashic Tarot, this is the Two of Scrolls. And to me, the scroll is a wound up sort of piece of paper, like kind of like a map. And scrolls, because it's all, sometimes it's tied in a ribbon and it's all wound up. It's like we don't see it. We don't see the unfolding of the scroll. So that can cause some nervousness. That can cause some worry. That can cause some doubt. And if we're somewhat of a perfectionist, we don't know. So we're too afraid to take a leap because the scroll is wound up and we don't see. And Spirit's saying, just open and trust your mind. Allow yourself to shine, understand you're protected, you have all the tools you need, and this scroll here, okay, will unfold as you need to see it, and you might be in two worlds for some time as we shed the old, as we transition with this like butterfly, okay, because two worlds is going on, the two swords, those two sort of polarities, which could be a little awkward, but it's throughout this transition so that you can fully, integrate into this new world. Because this is leading you home. This is the map, okay? The scroll is the map leading you home, but you need to get very clear and you need to stick to this understanding truth. First of all, welcome it as a truth. Don't deny it. Don't start chalking it up to a whole bunch of different things that it might not be, okay? So first we embrace it, we understand it, we get clear about it. We say if we don't see right directly the whole thing. We just need to see what we need to see, because look, the light is coming through the window and it's shining on just this little part of this area here. Okay, it's hard to see, but there's like a ray of light. So it's kind of like, you know, that's what is it? It's Malcolm X saying, like, only need to see the step in front of you. You don't have to see the whole staircase. You're only needing to see a little bit of this scroll as it unfolds here. And I'm getting that heavy, like, look at this. This is the spinning, you know, silk into gold, like the wheel, you know, like, and all this stuff. Like, I feel there's like something you're going to be making of service here, you know, turning something into gold. So I do feel it is your, like, this is the work card with the 3 of Pentacles, okay? But this is like being of service to create something. This is working with another, or being available to engage with a thing here that we're able to output a third energy. It's like the synergy we create working with another that outputs this thing that would have never been born had we not made ourselves available to collaborate, to be in that temperance energy. Okay, the temperance energy is the ingredients that we bring forward to work with another entity in some way, so that we can cohesively produce a third thing, the synergy. And I feel like the third thing is the thing you're providing to the world, that you're creating, the service, the dedication. Okay, so I don't know if it involves working with others. I don't know if it just involves you being available there to make yourself, you know, available to collaborate or work with a program, I don't know, a business, something here you're having to make yourself available to, so that you can create the thing. And I feel here we're getting burnout again. Okay, and I feel like I had 10 cups of coffee here now, because I feel like you're having to be like right now, and you're going to burn out here is what I see here. Spirit's showing this, meaning you can't no more. You can't go down that path no more. So what I feel like Spirit is showing is, if you're feeling like you're not sure what's going on here, then Spirit's clearly saying, like, your universe is telling you, pile 1, you can't go down this path no more. It's not your passion. Okay, don't pursue this path no more. What your passion is here is something that you're really needing to get very clear about, that you're either not telling yourself you want to see, or that you're capable of doing, but that's where your true shine is. And if you need to figure it out, then trust you will figure it out. Because maybe you're saying, well, Linda, like, I know that I can't stay here, but there's nothing else there. Well, then Spirit is saying, trust the nothing. Because the nothing is better than this. Because through the nothing, we see the something. Okay, through the nothing, we see the something. We have to trust and take that leap. And like I said, it's difficult, so difficult for me to deliver this type of a message. Because in the past, it's always very weary, you know. I don't want to tell you, quit your job and live in a van down by the river, or quit your practice, you know, or years of, I don't know, whatever the thing is. You know, for all of you guys, it's different. A practice, a business, a marriage, a commitment, a lifestyle, a dedication, you know, something we've given ourselves to, we're dedicated to, and now we're so codependent on that thing that we don't know how to break away to start new. And you're needing this, okay? It's okay to start new, you know, especially sometimes we feel like if we're at a certain point in our life, it's like we might feel fear starting new is not the right thing, or we might envision like the wrapped up scroll, what that would look like. And Spirit's saying, you don't know what that looks like. And you're going to be so happy. You're going to shine. You're going to say, why the hell did I not do this sooner? Why the hell was I held back? Why the hell did I go, you know, at a snail's pace here, or turtle or whatever, when had I known I was overqualified, had I known how maybe simple this would be, or how joyous this would be, or how much reward I would get, I would have, you know, done this years ago, or would have just completely took that leap of faith. You're getting a wake-up call. Okay, so pile 1, this is your reading. I love you guys so much. I hope this helped you guys. And if you're drawn to another pile, I will see you soon. Bye. Oh my gosh, pile 1, I hope you guys didn't click off, because I was supposed to flip from this book, Manifest Your Desires, a message for you, okay? So I don't know, I'm just going to flip through and we're going to see what your message is. So we're going to go with this one here. Okay, so This book is older than all hell. Okay, so someone outside of you does not know if your chosen thought of anger is an improvement for you. Only you know. By the relief that you feel, the appropriateness of any thought. Until you decide that you are going to guide yourself by the way you feel, you can make no steady progress towards your own desires. Is that not perfect? 164 is number 11. 11 is an ascended master's number, very magical, and 11 could be 2, which is the choice. Again, we're getting the 2 of swords. You know, it's your decision. Look up angel number 164, see what you get. But yeah, like follow your own desire. No one else knows better. And maybe you have a world of people trying to tell you who you need to be or what you need to be. And it could just be the dialogue in your own head of who you need to be. All right. And it could be a parental figure coming out in your own narrative inside of you. Like you have to be a certain way or you have to do something. You don't have to anything except for open your mind and trust spirit, the spiritual being you are. And it's going to come to you and you're perfect just as you are. Okay. I am perfect. I want nothing. And when you come from that, you know that the universe blesses you with everything because you are source. You are perfect. You don't need anything else. All right. I will see you soon. Hello, my most beautiful pile number 2. You guys picked the air freshener of the sunflower for your reading. And I cannot wait to get into your reading. We're looking at your current understanding of something energetically going on around you. Okay, it could be a situation you're in, a circumstance, whatever is going on energetically heaviest around you, your understanding, your take, your perception. And then we're looking at what is the reality, like what's the objective truth. Maybe it's something you're completely not seeing, or maybe there's some sort of perception change that you can tweak, or just have a misconception altogether. So let's look. I have not looked at these yet, and I do ask that you use your own intuition over mine. So this means when I lay out the cards, I tune into my intuition, and you might see, feel, or hear something that's going to, you know, connect for you. And that's what this is for. But if you want to skip straight to the reading, I will put the timestamp down below that will take you directly to the main reading. But sometimes downloads happen as I lay the cards, and that might be what happens here. Okay, so let's take a look at this pile number 2 and see how you're seeing your situation. So we have 26 with rejoicing. You have learned how to make the most out of life. Oh my goodness, this is good. So 26 or the number 8. All right. 8th house is all about merging. It is the intimacy house. It could be about sex. It's also about property and joint ventures, goals, partners, resources, inheritances, finances, or shared finances. Okay. We have the Pilgrim, opportunities and growth. Interesting. And this always reminds me of the Hermit's lantern here. Hermit is Virgo energy. It's all about introspection, getting clear about what we want and self-reflection. Okay, the Pilgrim, opportunities and growth. We have World. Okay. And we have debilitated with discomfort, number 14 or the number 5. 5 is about change. This is giving me very disorientated sort of energy with all the spirally stairs kind of either going up or coming down. So debilitated and discomfort. We have change. That was the number 5 we were feeling. Open book. Okay, I'm kind of feeling like the vortex here with all these kind of spirals coming out of the book. We have adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Learning is an experience we have through change. Okay, and then from this edible wilderness card, we have the Jack or the Page of Cups, which is the Jack of Hearts is the Page or the Knight of Cups, okay, in the tarot. So this says food sources, edible plants, amaranth. Okay, I do feel like reading some of this. So it says, also known as pigweed, amaranth was introduced to North America as a cultivated grain crop 1,000 years ago from the tropical America. And then it says, warnings, be on the lookout for spines that appear on some of the leaves. Where there are no poisonous amaranths, they do contain oxalic acid and may contain large amounts of nitrates if grown in nitrate-rich soil. Don't drink the water after you boil the plant. Amaranth. And it looks like that. It does look familiar. We might have that here. Full sun. Will not grow in shade. Will not grow in shade. Okay. Look for amaranth along the roadsides, disturbed areas, or near swamps. Jack of Hearts, which is the Knight or Page of Cups. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Coyote with play. What energizes me? We have the Two of Roses, Winged Messenger. So, roses is cups. Two of Cups, winged messengers, and she's carrying an open sort of scroll here, which is giving me this open book, this angel or this dove. So dove's about peace, and this one too has an open scroll. Two open scrolls. Okay, and a teacup here, or a teapot, tea time, winged messengers. And we have Ancestry here. Ancestry. Okay, we're going to pull tarot. I'm actually being called first to just really take a look at the book of this winged messenger. And see what comes through. Two of Roses. Okay, well, first of all, I want to for sure make sure that the roses are... Yeah, cups. Okay, so Two of Roses. Where would the roses be? Scrolls, roses. There we go. Okay, so a white dove carries a message in his beak and flies high above the table laid out for tea. On the teacups, sorry, one of the teacups has fallen over. Oh, really? Oh, yes. Okay. I would have missed that. And there are broken pieces of china on the table. Below the dove, a hawk flies into the scene with a message in his beak. Oh, that's a hawk. Interesting. This card indicates a small conflict in your home or family. It could involve you and another or others in your extended family. There could be money issues about the home or an inheritance or personal finances. The dove brings a message from your spirit, a call to see this drama through your higher mind and compassionate heart. You may feel compelled to be the peacemaker or the provider in the situation. Let yourself do as your spirit guides you. The hawk, a predator, shows that there are times when you might have a tendency to be pulled into the fray yourself. With the hawk entering from the right, it certainly indicates that more challenges may be coming your way. Happily, your spirit is high above those challenges so you can see them clearly and deal with them effectively. Okay. Very much the energy I'm feeling with your pile here. So let's keep going. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. What is this energy that they're sitting in here in their situation that they understand? What is their current understanding? What is their current understanding of a situation right here, right now? Clear and concise. Thank you so much, Spirit. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Pile 2, thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I'm truly blessed. Thank you so much. I do feel one more. Okay. We have the Magician. This is Virgo and Gemini energy with Mercury. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse. I believe this was in the exact same spot for pile 1, in the same reverse position. The Knight of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And Judgment. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay. Spirit's so funny. Look at this. Like, I get it. This is a coyote, but take a look at these. One's facing this way and one's facing that way. I had the exact same fucking thing come out in pile number 1. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, Spirit's really in this energy. That's just, I don't know. Like, to me, that looks freaking very, very similar. Like, the ears are pointy, the pointed nose, the slitty little eyes, you know? And because I'm getting that two energies, it's like two people looking on two different, like, not seeing eye to eye, not seeing face to face. Like, yeah, like, I don't know, or being very conflicted, like this or that, you know? It's like the black and white, the dichotomy, the two different things, like maybe being torn by two different polarizing things, or just two people on two different pages. Here we have the heart and the feather. The heart and the feather, which is tying me back to this thing. Okay, let me just sit here with this energy. And here we have the Knight of Wands. I don't know why I'm doing this. I didn't want to see these, but let me just, okay, Knight of Wands. Now I'm tempted. And Knight of Swords. Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords. Okay. Let me sit with this energy, okay? And then let's channel what this is about. Your understanding of an existing situation. Okay. This reading not going to be for everybody, okay? So what happens here? I think what's happened here is something's happened in your world that wasn't pleasant. And I do feel as maybe conflict with someone, or a situation that completely didn't pan out at all, kind of what it was supposed to or how you had wanted it to. But I feel like you're trying to move on from this whole thing, okay? Like, you're really doing your best here to integrate pain, suffering, experience, whatever challenge, and say, can I accept all of this truth? Whatever's happened, I'm processing this because I want to just move towards a lighter energy. Like, I'm ready to be lighthearted. I'm ready to be in an energy here that is play and not whatever's happened, okay? So I feel like you're in the process right now of closing this out. Like, I feel like this has been a pretty profound point in your life where things didn't go as planned. And I do feel it could be, you know, maybe you had a partnership that ended with someone else who was very disappointing here, or didn't show up in a way that was, you know, reflective of peace, reflective of potential, reflective of what your inner calling might have been telling you wanted or needed, or whatever the thing was here. But I feel like this experience is one that you're now sitting with as, I can grow from this, although as painful as it is, I now see a truth about myself. But I still feel like I'm floating. I still feel like I'm not at home. I still feel like I'm still in search of the thing that I kind of understand that I want, or that I need as fulfillment. But I'm now more clear about what has happened, and I'm trying to embrace some sort of truth. But it's not worth me engaging in anything here that makes me feel heavy, makes me feel sad, makes me feel stuck, makes me feel anything but joyful, anything but, you know, clear. Like, I want a full understanding. And so I feel like this transition from whatever you were dealing with here to getting to where you're at has been very much challenge, because there are times where we're still not sure if we're going up or down, or if we're staying stuck. Are we making progress, or are we just sort of, you know, going backwards and then forwards for a bit, and we're not quite sure if we're moving? But one thing is certain, and the certain thing is that you know that you've struggled and that you faced a challenge. And another thing is certain, that you now see where the challenge is, and you're certain you no longer want to be engaged in anything that doesn't allow you what it is that you fully want for self, which could be a whole bunch of different things for all of you guys seeing here. But I do feel like it's more aligned with your enlightenment. It might be more in line with your heart, right? What you love. It's like now you understand what it is that the world needs to reflect back to you. And so anything that isn't doing this, it's kind of like you saying, I can no longer accept that for myself. I'm going to be the captain of my ship. I'm going to manifest something here for myself. And I feel like this could have been a deep-rooted sort of, with the ancestry here, like something you had to go through to learn about what you really want. So you had to go through maybe something you did not want, or something you did not like, or something you didn't enjoy. So that could become blatantly obvious to you what you do. So I feel like you're still working on closing out the pain, you know, because I feel like there's still pain sitting here. But I don't feel like it's as impactful as it might have been during the time of you going through it. And I do feel like there is an acceptance here of this, which is allowing you the forward movement. And I feel like for once, I feel you see maybe a light at the end of the tunnel, like where you can actually enjoy yourself. You're maybe rejoicing that it's not as bad as it was, or a sense of, now that I at least see where freedom is, I feel a sense of happiness kind of coming to me because I know it exists, or some hope here in a situation that might have been very hopeless at some point, or at least it didn't provide me what I wanted. And so you're learning to release this situation into whatever it is, to become into full awareness, acceptance of who you are, what you want, what this was, what has happened, what people are, and you're definitely in a high vibration here, okay? And I feel like for you, it's embodying peace, it's embodying a truthfulness, it's embodying no matter what has happened here, I'm going to be honest with myself and embrace the best peaceful outcome I can for what's to happen here. Like, I want to deal with nothing but truths. And so I do feel like the situation might not be, like I said, completely over, or you might be still around the certain individuals, or at least energetically something is still around you, but it like in this world, I guess it's still around you. Like maybe you're still at the same workplace, or live with the same people, or you're still engaged, or somehow these people or the situation is still present, but energetically you're in a completely different vibration. Okay, you're in a completely different vibration here. So there might be kind of a shift here, because as people try to approach you from that same sort of energy field, you're kind of on a different level of understanding here. Okay, so it's a little weird, because around you, reflecting outside of you, isn't exactly this new energy you're encompassing. It's still kind of mirroring old world, right? Because we're in the midst of closure, we're in the midst of closing out a chapter, we're in the midst of coming out of hibernation and trying to find our footing, or going towards something. But I feel like I do feel a lot of love, you know, like love coming from you, because I feel like it was much needed. You had to give yourself the love maybe that you weren't feeling, or that you weren't getting, or that was the fuel you needed in order to push yourself or pull yourself from something here. Okay, so if this sounds like your understanding of what's going on here, then I'm going to get into what the actual sort of truth of this situation is, or something you're not seeing fully, or maybe you might have a misunderstanding of something here, but we're going to look at this. Okay, so let me just make sure I didn't have any tarot stuck in here. No, okay. So what is the reality then? What is the reality of your situation here, Spirit? We have Old Soul, 21. Wow. Or the number 3. You have lived many lifetimes and gained wisdom beyond your years. Wow. Well, we were seeing that ancestry. Or what was it? Ancestry. This is a long lineage. Old Soul, long lineage. So because this was coming up in things that you know, maybe what you experience is what you know, but maybe there's a confirmation here about like how old or experienced your soul actually is, you know, because I do feel this was like a major experience for you in some way. So we have act of love, self-care. Yes, that was that Hermit card, and that's, like I said, that Jack of Hearts, which was having to love self-care, having to give yourself that love that maybe was not helping you, or that was absent in your situation, and you need to help move yourself forward. Look how beautiful this is. Act of love, self-care, and she's holding a flower with a beautiful pilgrim dress. Okay. Black wings. I am getting from the black wings, it might have been a very much, yeah, it was like a death of something here, I feel. I think you had to burn a part of yourself in order to allow the growth. Because black to me is symbolizing death. And so I feel like a part of yourself had to die in order for you to grow the wings that you need now to fly. Yes, okay. So we have Uriel and the Sphinx, 21. 21 is the World card in the tarot. Let's see. I want to see what this Akashic Tarot, sorry, I'm just so fascinated with the messages that come through with this book. And it's still fairly new, so I don't know for sure. Sorry, in this book what this 21 would symbolize. Okay, so Uriel and the Sphinx, it says the Archangel Uriel stands before the Sphinx under a full moon. The Sphinx is usually shown with the body of a lion, indicating strength, and the head of a king, showing authority and intelligence. But more than this, the Sphinx represents the enigmatic and inscrutable, the silent holder of the truth and the ancient mysteries of the world. Here the Archangel Uriel connects and confers with this great source of mystery. This card shows that it's time for you to do the most important and possibly the most important, and possibly the most difficult work in your life, the digging and inner discovery that takes you to your deepest self. Oh my goodness, I'm getting goosebumps, you guys. Your deepest power. Even the great Sphinx had to be dug out many times from the blowing desert sands and buried it up to its neck, and you must dig diligently too. You may have to chip away at the rock-like substance of your old beliefs and histories so that you can get to the truth inside. But don't worry, you have begun already, and you've made considerable inroads. There is also someone here to help you, Uriel, whose name means fire of God. You can work directly in your meditations with this archangel for self-understanding, transformation, and guidance. Also, be on the lookout for someone in your daily life whom Uriel has sent. This could be a teacher, a mentor, or even a new friend who shares a kinship with you about this inner quest. It is a relationship of great value that comes in a time of profound power. Don't diminish the importance of this phase. It is this work that leads you to your initiation and to your higher power. Holy camole. Let's keep going. All right. So the pathless, difficult decisions and lack of direction. Lion. And friend. It's just talking about a friend. Look at that. Or a person coming in. Okay, friend. With the bunny. And then we have it gives me Ace of Wands here with the candle. Let's put the bunny there. And then we have Venus with Beloved 21. Or the number 3. 21 coming out twice. 21, 21. So some mirroring potentially, although look up angel number 2121. Okay, and if someone can put in the comments, I'd be curious to see what the angel number that you guys get for 2121. But with the 21, that is the number 3, and 3 is all about the third house is all about the mind, okay, and communication. The 3 is mind, body, spirit. 3 is also about working with another, like collaborating with another, feeling another here. Okay, and we have growth. And we have perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. And we have the edible wilderness plants here with the Jack of Spades, which is the Knight or the Page of Swords. And it says the desert environment edible plants cactus. Cactus, okay. And we have the prickly pear cactus, the saguaro cactus, and the cholla cactus. Cactus, okay. Resourcefulness, I just heard. And we have, what do I know without knowing why or how? Walnut tree with crack. Okay, should put that there. Let's pull some tarot. Spirits, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. Pile number 2, what is the truth of their situation right here, right now? The objective truth of their situation. Ooh, cards went flying at me. Way too many. Let's do this. These cards are jumpy. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Can we get the objective truth of their current situation right here, right now? Greater understanding of this truth. Oh, wow, they are jumping. Okay, so we have the Fool. We have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Pentacles. I'm going to leave it in the reverse. And I'm going to pull one more. We have the Six of Pentacles. And the bottom deck, we have the Five of Swords. Seven of Swords under that in the reverse. Five of Swords I'm flipping around because I don't read bottom of the deck in reverse. Okay, so Seven of Swords in the... Okay, wow. Okay, let me just sit here with this for a little bit and see what we're not... Or the objective truth, I guess, of what's going on here. I feel like you're pretty in the know or accurate about what's going on here, but I feel like there's more that maybe you don't see about it. Okay, so... Okay, so I feel in this situation, because I was feeling it wasn't completely closed out, I feel your energy is completely shifting with that World card that we were seeing. Like whatever that energy that you were sitting in, you know, the suffering, the pain, the adversity, whatever that was, it can no longer pull you into that. And I think you already know this because of the shift you've had. But I feel like there might have been a big old question mark in regards to, well, what the hell then, Spirit? Like, where is this taking me then? Because we're still sorting through. We have to pull ourselves out with loving ourselves. We just know that we know what we do not want. You know, we had to really sit with ourselves. But I feel like we're still in this sort of pilgrim energy, which is trying to find our way here. Okay, so interesting, we have opportunities, growth, we have growth here as well. So I feel like you kind of intuit that something more is happening here, but I don't feel like you could see it or understand it. So I feel like you definitely are on a need to know basis here, okay? Because I feel like your world is unfolding exactly as it should, which I think doesn't surprise a lot of you guys. Because I feel like Spirit is saying that you are in a period of not having a direct path right now. Okay, and this is actually meant to happen because I feel like there is you really leaning in on the present moment of what's happening in this transition of this point in time for you to navigate your way through to your best potential of where you're supposed to be kind of going in life here, which I feel with this Ten of Pentacles is your legacy, what you leave behind here. Okay, and it's kind of going from this Fool, which is not really knowing anything, just knowing what you experienced. You know, this is like just grabbing your backpack and taking off here, you know, like completely just abandoning whatever you experienced and then finding your way to the palace, you know, your forever home, your like established thing. So I feel like you're on a journey right now. And I don't know that you necessarily know how big this journey is because I don't think you were expecting to just be throttled into this journey. And I think your ability to show yourself the love, the affection, the dedication, and if you haven't yet, this is what kind of pulls you out of a circumstance, because you're being guided into the most profound sort of journey of your life here to find this purpose. Okay, so it's going to require you to still pull on your reserves of strength, which you have because you're an old soul. And the lion is one that is very resourceful, okay, with this cactus, because I feel like there might be situations now that still are prickly in some way, but after experience what you experience, it's like water under the bridge. Like, it's not, you do not, suffer the consequences of walking in this desert. Like, I feel like this was a preparation, and you're saying, oh great, a preparation, it's been so painful, but I really feel this is preparation for your now journey, okay? And that it was so intense because now you've done the work. The resourcefulness of wandering this desert now is second nature to you in some way, because the lion is going to find his way there, okay? So I feel like you've had this experience definitely in order for you to persevere throughout this now, what it is you're supposed to be doing. I feel a very strong guiding person coming in here, okay? I don't know which form they're going to take. If they're going to come in as your friend, if they're going to come in as a lover, if they're going to come in as someone sent, what's definitely someone sent here by, spirit, another sort of source energy here that is divinely intervening in your guidance. And this could be manifesting in someone you already know. Okay. This could certainly, be someone you already know, but maybe you haven't been able to experience them in this sort of guiding energy as of yet. Okay. But I feel like there's a shift here in you being able to now see maybe what has always maybe been around you coming from this person, or now's the time that this person's able to enter because you're now able to see. Whatever you were wrapped up in here was keeping you in this, so there was no right time for this journey to sort of present itself, okay? So I feel like this journey is one that brings you completely in line with yourself. Like, you get totally integrated with who you are, with this old soul, the self-care, this beloved. It's like coming from such an authentic, true place of who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing. And maybe for the first time for some of you guys, you actually have a true love of self, okay, which not a lot of people can say they have, okay? They might think they're very confident in how they're giving themselves love, but when they sit with themselves alone, the true demons come out. Like, do we truly love ourselves? A lot of people can't just sit with their own sort of energy and be at peace. And so I feel like you're entering a true love of self here. Okay. And I feel like this is reflected to you by another. Okay. So relationships, connections do exactly that. They serve as mirrors to whatever's going on inside us. We do not seek love of another in order to find value in self. We have to find it in self, and that's the only way we see it in another. So if we feel lack, like we need to be loved by another because we lack, then we haven't reached the full state of love, self-love. But when we reach this, we now have it reflected back to us in its true authentic form from another. And this is divine, okay? And this is true love. So I feel like this allows you to move forward in this journey that you're on here, okay? Because I feel like this friend energy, whatever it is, this is the support, or the support, someone who uplifts you, someone who's there to be able to provide you with that sort of energy that now you've earned in some way. Like, I feel like you're totally the type of energy who has had to go through the lesson to find self, to understand all this, so that there was no dependency on someone else kind of guiding you or having to tell you what it is that who you are or what you need to do. It's like you have this internal compass. you are now, facing this sort of pivotal milestone here in your journey. And now, of course, because of this, Spirit opens up this potential of someone here that is going to be helping you and guiding you and supporting you in some way, or at least their friendship or their guidance allows you to be able to be more in an energy that can pursue and be successful here in your endeavor. So I feel like at this point in time, you're still, growing into the full potential of who you can be. I feel like you've had to give a lot of yourself, okay? But I feel like Spirit is saying that trust in your experience here to guide you, even if you're blinded, even if it seems very difficult, because you might still be in the desert, even no matter how difficult something might be, if you understand it within yourself to do something that you just intuitively know needs to be done, do it. Okay, you don't have to have a logical reason, just do it. Because I feel like we could slowly then start to second guess or doubt ourselves in some way here. Okay, so just allow yourself to trust that whoever's coming in here is of genuine heart. And if you've ever been, in a situation here with the Six of Pentacles, doubting that other people could offer you value, or doubting that anything could have provided you some sort of balance, don't doubt it. Okay, trust in your sort of knowing, because I feel like there will come a knowing of how to trust the situation with this person and how to navigate forward. And it could easily be that we fall back into, well, because this has happened, I can't trust similar situations, to happen in front of me, because if I do, then I don't know, like I haven't learned my lesson in some way. And Spirit's saying, yes, you learned your lesson. Okay, you've learned your lesson. You gained wisdom beyond many years. You're now wise. And now it's kind of the doing sort of energy here with the lion, like to persevere through this stretch of the journey this is the main stretch here. Okay, because this is, like it said, the most profound lesson, and maybe the most difficult one that you're having to really pull through here. And this is why Spirit is giving you some, I don't know, like guidance, some support, someone to come through with. And so this requires a lot of being honest. This requires being very, very much upfront with ourselves in a very raw form. Where have we been lying to self at any point? Or where have we not been wanting to see certain parts of ourselves? Where have we been self-sabotaging? Where have we caused conflict, or, caused, what's that called? Where we believe something so much so that we cause it to happen, even if it's negative, like, oh, this will never happen, never happen, never happen. And then it never happens, because we're in that mindset. So I feel like there's going to be challenges that appear, but because of your experience, you're not going to say, oh, this means that it's never going to happen, therefore I'm just going to roll over. You're going to say, no, I understand that there's challenges. Self-fulfilling prophecy, that's what I want to say. Some self-fulfilling prophecy. And sometimes we could go down the path of self-fulfilling prophecy if we experience pain, if we experience not to trust people, if we experience certain energies here that were disappointing, certain things that were imbalanced, certain things that didn't produce, no matter how much you gave to it, it never produced, it never took, difficult situations here. And Spirit is saying, don't do the self-fulfilling prophecy, which I don't think you're going to do here. Okay, but I think what Spirit's wanting you to see is kind of like this continuation of this energy, like it's not over. And maybe you felt like, I don't know, it was over, it's over, and now your sort of journey is over in some way. And Spirit's saying, no, not even close, not even close. Okay, and it doesn't mean you're going to have to suffer here, but it means your purpose of being here is something so grand. Like you're going to this beautiful palace land, but you still got to get there. And I feel like you're now at this Fool. Okay, so as you know, the Fool's the beginning, and maybe you left something, you're thinking, oh, great, like I don't want to have to experience any more pain. And you don't necessarily have to experience pain so much as the true difficulty now here is trusting self, like Am I being honest with myself? Am I self-fulfilling prophecy? Am I in line with the people around me? Can I trust the situation? Can I use my discernment? Can I use the love that I've cultivated within myself to give to myself when I'm in a situation here that is me needing to be resourceful? Can I persevere here even though this might give me, and I use PTSD lightly, but PTSD, traumatic stress that I've been through here. And now I experience it and I could either shut down, I can either lash out, I can either self-defeat or defeat others, or I can lie to myself and I could go backwards, or I could crack this hard nut. I could give myself love, and you don't have to do it alone, Spirit's saying, because you have someone there now that you can rely on. Someone you can rely on. This is a balance, give and take. And I feel like this energy is giving to you, okay? Giving to you. And maybe this is a first, because I feel like maybe you're, again, like in an energy here, maybe you weren't quite sure, how to find balance here with others or in situations that have been very lopsided, and it's been very difficult to crack open this sort of an understanding of experience. So you've had to be very resourceful because your environment's been like this desert, like very prickly cactus. So we persevere and we keep growing. And at times we might not know where we're going with this pathless, and we might have to make very difficult decisions. But what Spirit is really reinforcing here is the difficult decision wouldn't come to you if you weren't experienced enough and didn't experience certain things here and / your past life. Okay, you have lived many lifetimes and gained wisdom beyond your years to be able to face and experience this. Lots of courage you're pulling in on, okay? And I feel like it's overcoming a lot of the challenges that might have been quite profound and significant at any other point in life or for other people. But to you, Spirit saying, remember, this is the journey. You are like this fool. Be open. Be open and have unconditional love here, and you have support here, okay? Be leaning in on truths. No matter how you might think it might cause pain, it's actually freeing. It's liberating here when we call out the truths here, no matter how painful. The Six of Swords in reverse. Yeah, like we don't want to get stuck in tough situations here. And this, why I'm seeing all these swords is because mentally we could put ourselves back to a mental space that kept us captive, or we can accept that we are the captain of our own ship to move us forward and release any self-limiting thoughts. Not get stuck in self-limiting thoughts. Face the courage. Face a part of ourselves that gives to more the heart space with the self-care and love, not, what is my mind telling me? Because if we start getting in our own head, we start to wander the desert longer need be, okay? So you just need to be resourceful enough to persevere, to overcome certain things here so that you can embrace the best possible potential in your life here, which I feel is all things abundance, like that palace we're seeing, like this beauty right here. Absolute beautiful. And I feel like this person is coming through now as somebody very loving, very kind, but also very beautiful, okay? Like very attractive, very beautiful, very passionate, very supportive, very protective. Yeah, very protective of you. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Hermit in reverse. We have the Hierophant. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse, and then we have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles in the upright, and the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so Virgo energy, Taurus energy coming through. So what are we seeing here? Let's put this here. So I feel this profound with the Hierophant, profound lesson here, okay? Uranus and the Sphinx, like there's something very profound here about this journey, about this lesson of self. And so I feel like in this energy, okay, we might have had to do reflecting and understanding. And I feel like what Spirit's really showing is, yes, this is one understanding, but you haven't seen nothing yet. Like you're absolutely going to see a side of you here that I don't think you've ever been able to integrate into who you are. Like you've not seen this yet. You haven't been able to pursue this yet. You haven't made any progress or movement. You haven't like you're still this little seedling here, okay? Like there hasn't been this full potential realized, and this is the lesson. This is the journey. Okay, so Spirit is really saying, like, take a look at where you sit. Like, are you sitting here in a very cautious sort of energy, hanging on to things? Or are you recognizing where you can abandon a lot of these things that might have held you back? Are you abandoning areas here that aren't allowing you the growth and expansion? Like, be very honest with it and just like abandon what no longer serves you here. Like, there's no need for you to fight any battles, fight any conflicts that hold you back, to keep engaging in stories and narratives that hold you back, that don't allow you the growth. Like, this is the lesson here, okay? So once you get into that flow of it, you start to see and understand yourself as the full spiritual potential being that you are, that then allows things to grow and flourish that might have been in a desert and now become this beautiful sort of garden of flowers and a bunch of potential. Okay, so we see a little of your journey here. I'm going to ask Spirit for what is this then guidance? Like, what is this guidance? What is this really all about? Any questions pile 2 might have in regards to this, Spirit, that we can answer? What is this final message, this guidance? Why are we seeing this for pile number 2? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. So yeah, the Knight of Cups coming out straight away, which is what we were seeing with that Jack of Hearts. Okay, so love, like this is true love being expressed, being given, being shared. Knight of Cups, how we express and receive love. Okay, and because we saw the 6 of Pentacles, it's like if we've been shut out from receiving love, we now are able to receive. If we've been in the energy of receiving love in some way but unable to give love, now we're able to express love. Like, this is all about expression. Okay, and then we have the King of Swords. So this is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, the logical king. We have the 3 of Cups in the reverse, and then we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so the King of Swords is not known for being emotional at all. And sometimes he's known for being a little too logical and sometimes a little too cold, because he's more comfortable in his mind space. Okay, so I feel like there could be a challenge here with either receiving or giving love, or understanding connection when it comes to opening heart space here with this 3 of Cups. So the journey here is, how do I either become a Knight of Cups or allow an energy of Knight of Cups to engage with me? If I've been more focused on more of a superficial type love energy, or I've experienced superficial type love, or I haven't yet been able to love myself enough to experience, you know, a one-on-one, like a 2 of Cups sort of energy. That is difficult, and that is a journey. So I feel like Spirit is saying we have to take a look at where we're fixed with this King of Pentacles. Okay, King of Pentacles is a very kind of more fixed energy. It's very solid. It's very practical. And what I'm really getting here is maybe we have not yet been able to find a well-rooted way to express ourselves and commit ourselves in this more solid way, because we've been, as my throat chakra closes, give me a second. We've been in environments that didn't foster this. It didn't allow us to do this. Okay, because this to me in the reverse, it's like we're unable to commit, we're unable to get grounded, stable, have a long-term vision, maybe a well-rooted sort of commitment to something here. And same with this, it's like where we can't get beyond sort of a certain level of love. So we dedicate ourselves to, I don't know, like something here that might not necessarily be as fulfilling, because we're in our mind space, and we might be, again, like that 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords, need to really be honest with how we are, how we show up, Are we expressing from love place? Are we in our mind? So I feel like this energy of this friend, this person, okay, again, does not necessarily have to be romantic so much as someone I feel here that's coming in here to help support you in this journey of figuring this out, which could certainly be a challenge if we've been so stuck in one energy for quite some time. And this is why we're seeing difficult decisions, lack of direction, and this like biggest journey of our life, you know, feeling like we're having to navigate this desert and this prickly cactus sort of energy, but we have the ability, the strength, and the courage to do this. So what do I know without knowing why or how? Sometimes we got to trust in our emotions. And the King of Swords is horrible at, you know, doing what it is that he just intuitively feels, because it has to make sense. And Spirit's saying, no, like this journey is not going to make a whole lot of logical sense. You know, and when we have the support here, we start to trust ourselves intuitively. So, Spirits, final words here for pile 2, because this is kind of a lot coming through, but I don't know that it's very specific. I hope this makes sense to you guys. Spirit, can we wrap up? What is this final message then? Can we kind of put a bow on this? Clear and concise message. What does pile 2 need to know right here, right now, in regards to this journey? Can we wrap up this message for them so it is clear and concise and they understand why they're being given this message? Thank you so much, Spirit. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. And we have the Four of Swords in reverse. We have the Five of Wands, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. I do feel one more. Death. Okay. Scorpio energy, bottom, Seven of Wands. Okay. Under Seven of Wands, the King of Swords coming out again in reverse. Okay. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio. Yeah. So Seven of Wands, I was really feeling like this desert perseverance. That's what this card is, perseverance, okay? Having to really stand our ground and fight for what we believe in. Okay, so it is challenging when we have to do this. And I feel like, you know, with this card saying there still is a big challenge here. I feel like the challenge and the battle is more with self in some way. Because now we got to trust in all the lessons we've learned here. And I feel like this is a big transformation from what we're used to. You know, from what we're actually used to. So this massive transformation impacts our whole world, spiritually, our physical world, everything we're needing to acknowledge here. And so this might mean abandoning certain things, not having challenge or conflict around certain things that we might have in the past. Trusting sometimes that it isn't going to come from a logical place, like that we can't sit still forever, waiting for some truth to come, reflecting. Like, there's only so much reflecting we can do before we have to follow what we're intuitively called to do. No matter the challenge, okay, because we might feel like, uh-oh, like maybe there's competition, maybe I got to face some sort of challenge. So we start to want to reflect more or get in our head. And Spirit's saying, no matter the challenge, it is better to do and face this, okay, for you to win. Like, this is the journey, is like you're going to face this challenge. You cannot stay hidden under some rock, or you cannot just avoid because of an experience, because where you're headed here is this Ten of Pentacles. This is the palace. This is your legacy. This is your forever sort of home, like where you want to be. Okay, like where you want to be. And look, we see the two dogs, loyalty. Like, I feel like there's someone here who's either going to be super loyal to you, is loyal to you, has been loyal to you, is showing loyalty to you, supporting you and building your empire, stability. This is family, long-term commitments. And I feel like Spirit is saying, don't give up, you know, don't give up here. No matter what the transformation calls for you to do. Don't fight the wrong battles. And certainly don't fall back in needing to understand or take your foot off the pedal here when you just need to persevere through the prickly parts here, because eventually you get to where you're going here, because you are this lion. Okay, you are this lion. You've experienced enough here to give yourself the love in order to pull you out of whatever had you stuck in something here that was challenging, okay? Because I feel you want the play. I feel you want the joy. I feel you want the love. I feel you want to go through something here, but maybe the change is scary, you know? So this is what I have for you guys. Pile number 3. I hope this or 3. I'm so sorry. Maybe there's a tie. Pile number 2. I hope this resonated for you. Actually, before you guys go off, I'm being called to read a passage from this Manifest Your Desires, or at least a quote here for you. 57. See yourself right where you are now, as the beneficiary of the powerful stream of well-being. Try to imagine that you are basking in the flow of this powerful stream. Make an effort to feel yourself as the leading edge beneficiary of this unlimited stream, and smile and try to accept that you are worthy of it. 57. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I don't know if 57 is significant for you guys. That's also the number 12. And the 12th house is all about endings. Closure. It's about our subconscious. It's the limiting beliefs. So if we have any limiting beliefs here that we're not worthy, or that we are incapable of going through the desert, or that the challenge now is something we can't go through, Spirit's saying you're more than capable, okay? This is what I have. Pile number 2. I hope this helped. I'll see you soon. Bye. Hello, my most beautiful pile 3 with this little bark, tree bark. Let's look at your reading, shall we? I forget what I was going to call you guys. Something was coming through. I forget. We'll see if it comes through. Okay, so what we're doing is we're looking at your current understanding of a situation going on energetically around you. So this could certainly be the most energetically charged situation that's on the go right now, right here, right now around you, and your understanding. So this could certainly be your perspective, which could be skewed, or just you have an understanding of it. And then we're looking at what is the truth of that situation. Are you seeing it objectively? Is there something you're not seeing? Is there more here that you're needing to know? So let's look at how you're seeing this. And of course, if you resonate with this, then this is indeed your pile. Use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear, to determine whether this is indeed your pile over my intuition. I will lay all the cards, and sometimes messages do come through during the layout. Sometimes the full reading comes through during that. So I don't know if nothing much comes through. I'll put the timestamp for the main reading, and you could skip straight away to the main reading if you do not want to sit through this intuition tuning. Okay, so let's take a look. I've not looked at these. Spirit, what is pile 3's understanding right now? We have 39, the magic touch. You are accessing true magic from deep within. Wow. Number 12 and 39. Well, 12th house is about endings and closure, healing. It's also about spirituality, which I'm getting mostly from this. It's also karma. It's the afterlife. Well, things that are hidden, our limiting beliefs or subconscious, but I'm really feeling spirituality coming through. You're accessing true magic from deep within. Yeah, and also subconscious energies. Okay, so we have defense with this guy. Defense, okay. A magic touch, defense. We have the thief, seizing the moment, and selfishness. Okay. We have a bunch of crystals, a key, a cup, a pouch, a comb, and a hand. And it looks like a ring, a couple of rings. Okay, the thief, seizing the moment, selfishness. We have crab, and getting Cancer energy from crab. We have Mercury with messages, number 20. Mercury is the ruling planet for Gemini and Virgo. Mercury is all about communication, coming through with the blue. Second house is all about the money, the work, the income, or daily routines, or values, our possessions, or habits. Okay. We have desire, more serpent energy here, which is healing, shedding of the old. Again, going back to endings and closure, shedding of the old ways, old versions of self, being reborn, having to do healing, having wisdom. Messages. Okay, we have pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Beautiful. So from the edible wild wilderness, we have the 10 of Cups, or the 10 of Hearts. It says dangers, poisonous berries. 10 of Cups, ultimate emotional fulfillment with two people coming together. It's kind of like the happy ever after, but we see the poisonous berries here. And we see a whole bunch of different poisonous berries. Okay, poisonous berries. Part 2. Part 2. 10 of Cups, 10 of Hearts. Okay, we have digest. Interesting because we're talking about poisonous berries. Turkey vulture. And it says, I am a cleaning up. Sorry, what am I cleaning up or converting? Converting, transmuting energy. Yeah, because the turkey vulture eats the dead and is able to keep living off of the fuel of eating the dead, but making good of it. So something's happening here in which we're transmuting something. Okay, 3 of Forces, the bird's nest. So the forces in this deck, I do believe, is Wands. So 3 of Wands with the 3 of Forces. And then the bird's nest. So let's see what this is all about here. I found it, but I want to see what is Forces. Yes, is Wands. Okay, so, oops, 3 of Forces is right here. Okay, the bird's nest. A strong, sturdy nest cradles a new family of birds as the babies are fed. This card represents the force of creativity and expansion. When you receive this card upright, it is a signal to focus on starting new things or expanding, perhaps your business, your network of friends, or indeed your family. There may be some effort involved. The nest has to be built, and you will need to be open to the additions coming your way. Children may be forthcoming. You may be renovating your home, or perhaps you will be hiring new employees or opening a new business location. Whatever it is, it will be well worth the effort, for the expansions you make will bring great joy. Spiritual expansions may be in store as well. It's never too late to widen your network of spirit, family, friends, and guides. The rewards of that kind of expansion are limitless. Okay, so very traditional to the 3 of Wands. And birds is all about communication. So we have Mercury with the messages, communication. More bird energy. Okay, so spirits, we're going to pull some tarot as well here, and then we'll get into your reading. So spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3, spirits, kindly, right here, right now. What is their understanding of a situation, of the energy going on around them? What is their current understanding, their perception? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good. And thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm truly blessed. Thank you so much. Okay, right here, right now, a little more information, spirits. What is their current understanding? We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. We have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. The Lovers in reverse. Did I say the Lovers? Oh my goodness. The Tower in reverse. The 10 of Pentacles. I do feel one more. I don't know why I said the Lovers in reverse. That is Gemini energy, which Gemini energy is all about communication coming through with this Mercury as well. So certainly could be, and the Queen of Wands. Okay. Could be signifying the Gemini energy. Lovers is all about the choice too. So Queen of Wands, and then bottom of the deck we have the 3 of Swords. Under that we have the Devil, Capricorn energy. Okay. I don't read bottom of the deck in reverse, so I'm flipping that around and we see the Devil. Okay, let me sit with this energy for a little bit and then get into your reading. I can't help but notice the defense and the crab here together, which pretty much are saying the exact same thing here. So that's interesting. Okay. Okay. Pile number 3. I'm not quite sure, and this might come as we keep unfolding the layers of this reading. And it could be because the crab's here and the defensiveness that I can't really get to it straight away here. But I'll tell you what I am getting. I'm getting that there is a deep, deep, deep part of yourself here that maybe you're having to access, maybe for the first time ever. But I am feeling a very kind of guarded energy here. Okay, now you can crisscross energies based on people around you or the situation. If it's not yours, it could certainly be someone around you, but I'm going to read this as your energy because I do feel it's coming from you in some way. But maybe you're quite guarded here, okay, and defensive, because I feel like maybe there's been an experience here of heartbreak. Okay, and heartbreak could be, you know, being separated from the ones we love, being let down by a situation. Someone's words, actions, intentions hurt us. And it could be our own actions, our own words, our own intentions, something we've done. I feel it's something you've done. Okay. Now, yes, it's coming through, and it's coming through very emotional here for me. And I feel like you might have not have sat with the emotional side of this thing yet, because I just barely scratched the surface here, and it kind of rose up, and I could feel what we're needing to sit with so that we can transmute the pain. Now, of course, no one wants to sit in pain, but we cannot not experience a full gravity of a situation or something here and keep kind of it on the outskirts, because part of it's already within you, deep within you. And so it needs to be looked at and fully felt. Okay, we don't have to totally understand it from a logical perspective, more than feeling it. And sometimes our mind needs to make sense of it, right? Like it thinks it needs to make sense of it. And what Spirit's saying is, because this is how you're currently seeing a situation, and so we might get through here some of the objective truth, which is Spirit's saying our mind might want to make sense of something too, but that's coming from an egoic place, right? Because we don't understand it. It doesn't mean anything at all. It just means our mind doesn't sometimes understand it, and it doesn't need to understand it. But what needs to happen here, I feel, okay, or at least what's happening, is that there's some hurt here, and we are sitting on it or shutting it or not acknowledging or allowing it. So I feel like we need to either talk about it out loud, or at least to ourselves. Like there's some sort of communication, I feel, here that hasn't been expressed. And I feel like this is blocking our desire. I feel like there is a desire to want to heal, okay, because no one wants to not to be healed. And I feel like there's also a desire here to have an accomplished thing that I feel you're wanting, okay, in a situation that would require you to go through this acknowledgement of communication about what this is. And it doesn't mean you have to, you know, like, I don't know, like totally confess to your employer that, you know, I don't know, that you're a drug addict or whatever the thing is. I'm going to the extreme. But it would require you to say, hey, employer, like mentally or emotionally or physically or whatever the thing is here, I am challenged and I need to take care of business. And then you sit with this, however you do so, in fleshing out and feeling what this is. Or it might require you saying, hey, you know, to your spouse, like, it hurts me I don't know, like last year when I felt abandoned by you, like here's how it made me feel, and allow yourself to express this and overcome this. But I feel like there's a part of inside you that has experienced something here. And like I said, for a lot of you guys, I feel like it's your own inability to communicate the pain or express the feeling we get from the separation, or the anxiety we have with the pain. Like I feel like we're disassociating from this. And so we're supposed to be in an energy here that extends the same love to us as we would to other people here, okay? Like we're all one, okay? And we might say it but not believe it, so then we see ourselves as a separate being, and we're not, okay? We're not separate. So we have to understand that in order for us to resolve pain, look at pain, we have to see ourselves from the eyes of we would our best friend or someone that loves us. Okay, we're worthy of love, we're worthy of being loved, we're worthy of healing. Because if your friend was feeling this way, if your lover, your partner, or someone you know, okay, you'd want them to be able to understand that they're loved and that they're safe to experience this and to flesh out what this is, and to really take this energy that they experience to as fuel for this new endeavor. Because I feel like you have a desire of something here that's coming in as an opportunity for you, okay? But it's really requiring you to release the devil, okay? And the devil is an unhealthy way of being that has us stuck. It has us stuck, and we believe it to have a firm grip on us. But the devil, as we know, is an illusion. Okay, it's an unhealthy mindset, or it's a limiting belief that we have. Again, with the 12th house, like I was talking about, limiting beliefs. Something in our subconscious that we believe to be true. So we don't allow ourselves to transmute the pain. We don't allow ourselves to acknowledge this pain. That maybe at one time in my life, I wasn't honoring myself, like, so yeah, like this is coming through. It's like if you did yourself a disservice because you were, I don't know, like in some sort of self-loathing type energy. And I know this comes through quite extreme, okay, exaggerated, but let's say we're self-loathing for whatever reason, and we do self-loathing things, and it causes pain, and then we carry the guilt, and we carry the guilt, and we carry the guilt, then we think we're non-deserving, okay? And what Spirit is saying is, and I know this is tough for people to wrap their mind around this, the past is an illusion. It is not happening right here, right now. It's kind of like the devil. Okay? Our mind keeps that alive. The story we tell ourselves, the energy we feed the past keeps it alive. And if we were to be reborn in the energy of our bright light, okay, knowing that we are perfect as we are because we are source, you are God, okay, I am perfect, I want nothing. If you understand with the I am principle, you are as you are, okay? Not what you've done in the past, not what you've experienced, not what others have done to you, but you are this beautiful, pure, perfect light of God, okay? Source, divine, that is what you are. That is what you are. All the things you believe to be are now constructs of how you were conditioned, what you've experienced. That is all ego, that's all devil, that's all illusion. That is not true. That is not true. That's the mind that needs to be silenced. Okay, so are we in the mind listening to the narratives in the story? Because we're not the mind. We're not the mind. And so the mind likes to chatter, especially when we have deep-rooted pain, or I'm not good enough. I experienced this. I'm a horrible person. I should have. Okay, so I don't know if someone's hurt you or you've hurt yourself. But whatever that chatter is not a true story. We are all one being deserving of love, and we are all perfect rays of God expressing itself through our human body. Okay, so you're expressing yourself as a ray of the divine. Okay, because we're all from source. We're all from the divine. We have to be perfect. If we are from the divine source, we can't be anything but perfect. And the dark parts within us is the subconscious of where we stored conditioning, where we stored experience. But that's where the ego lives. That's where the devil lives. And the darkness isn't that we're dark. It is that we haven't shined our light in those areas. We haven't been able to bring our God presence there, our light energy, to say, hey, shadow side of me. This was a belief I had, that I thought I was my mind, that I thought that this experience that caused me all this pain made me, have to sit and suffer. So I was seeing devils in the darkness. But when we understand that there is no devil, and that the darkness just needs our love light, knowing that we are perfect, and that we don't have to keep feeding into our mind story because of what's happened in the past, which is easier said than done. But it comes through allowing ourselves to release guilt, release hurt, forgive ourselves that there is nothing to forgive. It's like yelling at a child, for not knowing what it doesn't know. When we are living out of subconscious, when we're living out of ego, we're just kind of living out a program. Okay, so if somebody was in program and hurt us, if we were in program and hurt ourselves, it's still out of program. So now that we're conscious and aware that we are the all-seeing observer here, that knows we have a mind, that knows we have ego, that knows we've had whatever, we can silence that experience and say, I am so much more than my experience here, that everything that I've experienced does not change me. I am a forever sort of energy that's always been and will always be. You are the sky, okay? And what's happened to you are kind of like the clouds. The sky doesn't ever change if there's, I was going to say snowstorms, rain clouds. Lots of clouds, little clouds, bright clouds, dark clouds, heavy clouds, whatever the cloudage is our mind and our experience going through the sky. But the sky is still the sky. You are perfect light here, okay? You are so much more than what has happened to you or what you've done. So I can tell you this, but until you allow yourself to process this pain, we sit in defensiveness, we guard against what we truly want, we don't allow the healing to happen. And in order for us to heal, there's only one way to get through this, and it's going through this, okay? It's not handling it with kid gloves and keeping it kind of in the peripherals or denying it. It's knowing that we have to access this deep from within in order to transmute it. We eat this up. Okay, it doesn't even exist really to eat up, but it's like taking that energy and absorbing it with our light energy. Okay, so poisonous berries. I feel like our biggest poison is ourself, what we tell ourselves and what we're thinking of ourselves that is not true. The only truth here is that you're a perfect being of light. You are source. So I feel like there is something you're needing to nurture here in order to move forward with. Okay, 3 of Wands, expand your life. A new beginning here. It's an exciting adventure here. And as long as we're stuck in some pain, we can't explore the adventure. Okay, so with the seizing the moment, selfishness, like, I don't know if you feel as though, like, I'm kind of getting, well, ego for one, but the thief and the seizing the moment and selfishness, it's like, is the self-defeating behaviors, like, we're thinking that we're guarding or protecting or doing something for a service to ourselves, but we're really not. And we're not doing a service for others either by being in this energy. Because it's a little selfish here to be, whoa, what's happened to me? And I'm not poking fun, but being in that woe is me energy, right? It's like, are we addicted to the story? Or are we seizing the moment here for our desires to get on that 3 of Wands, to expand, to have our happily ever after with the 10 of Cups? Okay, but to do this, we have to get very honest about our situation. We have to admit to ourselves, be very clear about what has happened as something that happened in the past that is no longer around, because the past does no longer exist. It is just an illusion. It has no bearing over me. It does not hold me back. Okay, but it's happened. The pain has happened. But the pain is only as intense as we're hanging on to it to be. If our mind wasn't there, the pain wouldn't even be felt here. Okay, we could acknowledge this and we could stay in our mind and harbor it. And the pain we might have to flush out in our heart, which is the feeling, which I think you should do. And then in the mind, which I think is where this is at, really, is learn to not feed into the mind pain, because when we have a broken heart, we first experience it in the heart, so we have to go through the feelings, but for years and years and years, people hang on to the mental heartbreak. The mental heartbreak is the worst, because the mental heartbreak keeps you in purgatory, keeps you in the devil. Okay, so something in your mind, I feel like we're needing to really just be honest that we're keeping something alive in the mind that doesn't really exist here, okay? Like, yes, some pain's happened here. We flesh it out, and we are able to not be on guard or defensive about it. If we have to communicate with others about it in order to help heal, then we do this. Okay, because I feel like, oops, that was like this. Because I feel like with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, we're incapable of bringing balance. We're incapable of being in a sort of an energy of a give and take here. We can't be present if we have our defenses up. We can't be present if we're guarded. We can't be present soulfully and heartfully if we have 3 swords in our heart. Right? And here we see 2 dogs, which I feel is like loyalty, like friendship. Like, I don't know where this heart is, if it's romantic, if it's just in general, right? But with other people in general, like letting other people sort of into our space shows them that we love them, we can trust them, and that they could do the same to us. But if other people sense that we're not trusting of them, how could they give to us what we deserve? And we all deserve to be loved, but we are all one. You are the reflection you see in others. That is you. If you see someone that is absolutely perfect, and in your mind, okay, in your mind, because we're not all perfect, but yes, we are perfect because we are the divine light. We are made in perfection. So if you're seeing this, what Spirit is telling me right now is that if you're capable of seeing it, that is within you. Because if you don't recognize it and don't see it, then it was never a part of you to recognize. So in other words, the sun itself wouldn't be the sun if it wasn't able to send out rays of light. And in order for it to know it's the sun, it recognizes its ray of light because of it's reflecting back to whatever it's reflecting off of, right? But if it was just the sun in some, I don't know, like open, vast space, and there was nothing to reflect it off of, it wouldn't know what it is. Okay, I don't know if that's a good analogy, but that's what's coming through with Spirit here. So it's almost like if you see something in someone else and it's reflecting from them to you, it's like because it's within you. Now you know that you are perfect. If you're seeing authentic love, if you're seeing beauty, if you're seeing healing, if you recognize what that is, that means it's within you. Okay, it's within you, meaning you just now are needing to learn how do we allow this to come out from the subconscious. Okay, so I feel like either something has happened with this tower, and I feel like you haven't processed it yet. Okay, the tower is something shocking, and it could be devastating, but it could just be having to deal with something that we're keeping up. The illusion we're keeping up, the lie we're keeping up, the broken heart we're keeping up, the story we tell ourselves about what has happened. We keep it up, we keep it up, we keep it up, and we don't allow it to fall away. So it never becomes healed. It never transmutes to new energy, to light energy. It stays in shadow. It stays underneath all of this shell stuff because we're not being clear and honest about this thing. So the tower needs to fall, okay? And sometimes we're scared because all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got to deal with the reality here. But this is the best thing we could see, the tower. Okay, but in reverse, we're keeping up this tower, this facade of sorts, or at least this defense mechanism where it's saying, no, like, let it fall, because then you can build something very, very solid. Okay, the tower built on sand, or do we want, or like that parable of like, build your house on sand and it will, you know, fall away in the tide, and if you build your house on rock, it is forever solid. I don't know the exact words, but it's coming through. If we build our palace here, okay, whatever your palace is, pile 3, your forever palace, your happily ever after, your beautiful home, your legacy, and that's there for you. You're deserving of this. We can't build this on the rock if we are investing, keeping up the, you know, we keep having to maintain the sand pile so that the tower never falls. And we know that the storm is coming, so we start doing more to keep this tower up, and it's exhausting. Let the tower fall. We're going to build our house on the rock. Okay, so this is about confidence. This is about knowing I love myself and I see myself in everyone, because the Queen of Wands is the most confident card here in the tarot. Okay, she is capable of bringing towards her what it is that she wants, because she isn't saying, well, I'm not deserving because of this pain or the suffering. So lots came through here. I don't know what the frick we're going to see with the second sort of pile, but I just peeked at it because I don't know. I was tempted to peek. Maybe this is you kind of being scared. What are you going to see here? Let's take a look at the truth. Pile number 3. I'm sorry if you feel I'm yelling at you. Sometimes I get very not dramatic, expressive, okay? Passionate, expressive. Okay, let's take a look at what is this objective truth then for pile number 3, Spirit. We are so blessed. Thank you so much for this message. We have the void. 4. You may be covering up the emptiness or pain within through an addiction. You guys, you're like crying. I've not looked at these, okay? Survive. I'll let you guys look at these. The void, survive. Not a good energy here. The King of Roses. This is the King of Cups. Beautiful, a mature, emotional king. Okay, this king feels the deepest. He's very in tune with his emotions and the people around him. Very compassionate, very empathetic. He knows what other people are feeling here, okay? But he's not the best at expressing himself emotionally. We have the stink bug with flip. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. How does the situation look and feel from a different view? Flip. It's like flip the script here. Okay. And we have from the edible wilderness, we have the 6 of Wands, victory. This is also about perception, being kind of in the social eye. It's also ego, or how we're perceived. It says the food source edible plants, water lily. The lily is kind of like a lotus flower here, this water lily, okay? And the water lilies, when a lotus flower blossoms, it grows through the gunk. It's able to still flourish and blossom despite its sort of environment. So we have the priest with perseverance and faith. Beautiful. I love this. I'm getting air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius again, and I'm getting heavy intuition. I'm also getting heavy Leo energy. I'm getting source, sun energy, divine masculine energy coming from this. Golden light. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Swallow. They're used in the Marines. They would send the swallows out to see how close they are to land, and the swallows, this card means you're coming close to land, the journey. Okay, getting to the journey. We're seeing the lightning, which was coming through with the tower. Okay, the tower. The tower is the reality here, the truth that might be shocking or needs to be resolved or dealt with. Juno, partnership, 31, the 2 birds here. This is giving me a 2 of Cups energy, sharing with 2 people, give and take. 31 could be significant, or number 4, and the 4th house is all about our family, our home, self-care, emotions, foundations, mother, children, femininity. So now we have strong femininity. We also have masculinity, or the divine masculine energy coming with the sun. Okay, so maybe it needs to find our divine feminine energy within us, because we all have masculine, feminine energies. 2nd house with resources. And then we have 40, or again, number 4, which is again that home, roots, family, emotions, foundations. Here we have a bunch of pentacles. I'm getting heavy like 10 of Pentacles, stability, practical energy. Resources, okay. And we have trust. Beautiful. And we have freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. You certainly do. Okay, let's pull some tarot. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. What are they needing? Oh my goodness. What are they needing to know about this objective truth? What they may or may not be seeing in regards to this objective truth of their situation right here, right now. What is the truth that they're needing to see for the greatest and highest good of pile 3? Thank you so, so much, spirits. We are truly blessed. Thank you. Wow. Okay, 8 of Swords in reverse, 6 of Cups in reverse, and the 5 of Wands in reverse. One more, spirits. Okay, 2 more, sure. The 3 of Swords coming out again, you guys, in reverse. And need to deal with this heartbreak. This heart. Something's happened here that's really, and the Devil. Okay, yeah. Coming through again. Thank you, spirits. Bottom of the deck, King of Swords. This is what I'm talking about, okay? Okay, pile 3. Let me unpack this for you as best as I can. So, we've become sort of a more of a logical type king here, okay, with this King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, Capricorn energy coming through here. So this is a protective mechanism. If it doesn't make sense logically, we might dismiss it. And logically, we have an understanding of what has happened or what we're keeping alive as a thing in our mind. And so we aren't allowing ourselves to feel. We're not allowing ourselves to process. Okay, and so it's keeping us in Devil. And the Devil is addiction, and the Devil is unhealthy ways of being, and the Devil is keeping us separate from people, living in the void, feeling we're not worthy, feeling other people aren't capable of filling something within us because we're not capable of doing it within self because we're a separate self, because we're not, I love myself and see myself in everyone, okay? We see ourselves as separate. We see ourselves as maybe not good enough, or that this is for everyone else but not me, or because I'm deserving of the suffering of the pain because I've been a horrible person, or whatever the dialogue is. It's keeping you in Devil, okay? And so if we are in addictions, we can't just say, well, just stop the addiction. But people break addictions all the time, okay? And they break addictions because they have to understand why they're addicted in the first place. And sometimes, and I don't know, like I can't relate, you know, smoking addiction to like crack or heroin, or like there's all different degrees of addiction. So I don't know if what I'm saying here is going to be 100%, but what I do know is that I used to smoke and I used to drink coffee and I used to, whatever the addiction is. And when I tried to quit, it wouldn't work. But when I encompassed an energy, and the energy that I had to encompass, I had to find within myself. And it was, I wanted to have children. And was it hard to quit smoking? No. Was it hard before? Yes. But when I realized I wanted to have children, I quit. Didn't even want it anymore because the desire was so much greater. So the addiction, whatever the addiction is, the distraction, okay? It doesn't have to be a substance so much. Maybe the addiction is the distraction, like avoidance, okay? Is keeping us detached from other people. It's the no man's land of space. It's the inability to communicate. It's the, I'd rather be silent. I'd rather keep to myself. I'd rather be defensive. I'd rather, but it's like, well, I know you wouldn't rather that because this is a lonely, cold place. So are we distracting, avoiding, and using addiction here to cover something up? Yes. And what Spirit is saying is you're in this energy and this will go away. You can overcome your addiction to whatever the thing is. You can overcome the unhealthy patterns you've developed. And I know it's really hard when we're stuck in this mindset. It's hard because of the mindset programming. But once you're aware of the programming, you have to be aware that you're more than your mind. that you're more than the experience here. And once you see yourself as the beautiful light of God, okay, you are a divine source that's perfect how you are. This is not you. You might be doing this, but you start to attach yourself thinking this is you. We are not our thoughts. We are not this energy, okay? We're not this. So have forgiveness, knowing once you see the programming, why you're doing this, you're now in the very first step here of unbreaking this sort of pattern. And I think the first step here is recognizing that there's pain within you that's stemming from something, okay, where you got hurt and it was real. And now we're needing to just allow ourselves to feel this out. Not distract, not use other things to fill the void, but actually sit with this, flush it out, acknowledge it exists, whatever this means. Cry it out, meditate on it, communicate to whoever you need to, just even acknowledge it. Maybe just acknowledge that this is something, and that's the first step. Because I feel there is an acknowledgement of sorts here. Okay, and so this will free us from the mental prison. Eight of Swords. We're limiting ourselves. We have a limiting belief. We understand something to be true, therefore it stops us from our expansion. It stops us from being free. It holds us captive. And it's all in the mind. It's all an untruth. It's maybe what someone's told us. And it is the programming. Okay, so it keeps us in the past. The Six of Cups in the past. A person, place, thing in the past. That repeats on loop. It doesn't allow us to move forward. We relive this experience. And maybe we haven't relived it, but we're stuck in it because we haven't processed it. So we can't expand. We can't move to the next best thing. We're still in the past. We haven't grown up, or we haven't graduated to the next relationship. We haven't graduated to the next version of ourselves. We haven't allowed ourselves the forgiveness or the compassion to move to the next stage for ourselves. We're still in this stage. And I feel like we need to acknowledge the person, place, thing of the past, childhood, experience, thing that has us energetically hung up, okay? And I feel like there's a lot of conflict around looking at this, and because we might not want to face the conflict. So you can write down what you're feeling. You can, like I said, allow yourself to feel it. Like maybe we're so detached from allowing ourselves to feel it because pain hurts. You know, but this hurts too. There's no doubt in my mind that this hurts, and this will last as long as you let it last. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Somebody who feels as deeply as you do, Mr. King of Roses here, experiences this in such a profound way. It's rocked your world. Okay, you're such a deep feeling person here. And so we're on survival mode. And we can't escape these feelings. We can't escape this. We have to acknowledge it, okay? Survival mode. And I feel we get exhausted. So we need to flip the script on itself. Flip the script on the devil. Look it. Face it straight head on. Do the opposite, okay? So what's going to help is when we have the addiction, we sit with that feeling. We don't act on it right away. And we do the opposite of what it's wanting us to do. And at first it's difficult. But we got to ask ourselves, what part of me is making me want this? Is it the true being that I am? The light, divine, pure source that I am? Most likely not, because that's already full and perfect as it is. It does not need the thing. Or is this the other part of me, the identity, the program part of me, the ego part of me, the subconscious part of me, the guilt? Does it have any guilt in me, this part, that's pulling me towards this addiction, pulling me towards that action that I don't want to do, pulling me towards keeping me in that same pattern? And if it is, do the opposite. Okay, do the opposite. And if you fail and you still give in to the addiction, knowing that you've given into the addiction, but that you see that you're the other being that made that choice is the first step. You see it now. You don't identify with the addict. You're saying, I'm engaging in this and I know that I have, but now I see that I'm something more than that. That's the first step. You are divine source. You're beautiful light. Okay, so we overcome this by constantly allowing ourselves to do what we're actually meant to do, not necessarily what we were conditioned to cope with these actions. So it's going to take some time, and we have to be forgiving and healing. Okay, and it might take just one, like I said, one look at what this is, and you're healed. I don't know what the thing is, right? It could be this not as extreme. Just like I said, giving up smoking because I wanted to have a child. That was it. And previous to that, I probably quit. And I thought I could never quit. I mean, smoking, anyone who tries to quit smoking says that's very, 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 very difficult, right? So no, it wasn't. Not for me. Because I wanted something greater. I understood of something greater. And I feel there is something greater here. And the fact that you're here with me, I don't think it's a coincidence, okay? I really don't. I feel like you're here with me to hear this message if you're listening this far. Perseverance and faith, okay? Trust Spirit is communicating this to you through me. I am channeling you this message you were meant to hear because you are going to get through this with the perseverance and this faith. You do trust in this energy that's coming, and where this is coming from. Yes, it's source, but it's you. You are source. You're the ray of light coming from the sun. The sun is source. The sun is God. And you are the ray of light. You're a part of source. Okay, so you're perfect as you are. Everything else is the clouds. In the sky here, that's making you feel like you're a part of the clouds, but you're not. You're the sky. You're beautiful, and the clouds will pass. Okay, you're about to enter land here. And so I feel like you want love, you want to be able to open your heart space, because this is in the heart space. You want to let someone in. But how do we let someone in when we have 3 swords in our heart? We can't. And so we sit defensive, but it's like, no, well, you're deserving of love. You're deserving of support. You're deserving of knowing that you're a sensitive, beautiful person who's open-hearted. Okay, you don't have to sit cold. You don't have to sit in some sort of mental logical space here. Release yourself from this prison. You can be free, but you have to trust yourself. And by trusting yourself, you're telling Spirit, you're telling, your higher source here, I trust you. I have faith. I have faith that I will be free. I trust in myself to do this because it's coming from the most pure light. Okay, it's coming from the most pure light because you are source. You are who you're praying to here. You have to trust this. Okay, so I feel like you have people around you right now, whether you believe it or not, and support. I feel you have it. And you might have been too untrusting or closed off or not wanting to see it, but it is there for you. And if it's not people so much, you can definitely go to counseling. You can reach out to someone you trust, at least a little, because I know it's hard to trust when we have 3 swords in our heart. And take the first step. Take the first step here, okay? And I feel like we might be too prideful. We might not want to be seen as the I don't know, the addict or the person who's suffered, or we don't want to be, I don't know, like exposed maybe, or what will others think in some way here. But I feel like what this is saying is, through going through this, you're now celebrated, because this is now empowering other people. You're going to be victorious here in overcoming this. You're going to persevere through this. And you're going to be able to be a resource for other people so they can then trust themselves to find the freedom here in their own life. Okay, you're going to be the survival story that's going to be able to share with other people what they need to do, how living in this is not conducive to expansion, to getting what they want and desire, and that they don't have to sit in some sort of like prayer hoping it falls from the sky, that they are the ones that take the control, because they are source. Source doesn't come in randomly here. Source is acting through you. You flip the script, okay? You have to trust this. Pile number 3. I love you guys very much. I know this was a very charged energy. I I love you, you know? And if you don't have people telling you that in your world, know that we are all one. We are all one. And if I love you, I know that you're feeling this from the same source place that I am, because we're connected there. And if you're hearing me, then I am you. And it is what you're needing to hear. Trust this, okay? I'm not separate from you. I am you. Tarot does not work unless we're projecting and seeing what we're needing to extract from it. Okay? You're needing to extract this because Source is telling you this. I'm not communicating something that's just some random thing here, okay? This is coming to you for a very specific reason. You're seeing this, you're understanding, you're relating with this. Source is coming to you through me giving you this message because I am Source, your source, okay? So I love you very much. I want you to heal, and healing is not an overnight. Healing is just acknowledging, you know, where it is that we need to acknowledge and step by step. And when we slip, it's okay. It's okay when we slip, but we got to just be honest with ourselves and not carry the guilt. Not carry the guilt, not shut it out, okay? What I'm going to do is read this for you guys because I read it for 1, 2, and 3, and I almost keep forgetting. So this is the Manifest Your Desires. So we're going to pull some random page here for a message for you. 56. We are giving this to you by way of helping you understand there is an unlimited stream of well-being and an abundance of all manner of things available to you at all times, but you must be in alignment with the receiving of those things. You cannot stand in resistance of them and receive them at the same time. Okay? You want abundance. You want love. You have to get out of your own way. Pile 3. 56. Look up 56 angel number. That is also the number 11. Ascended Masters. 11 is a very magical number. Very magical number. Okay. You guys might be a life path 11. Okay. Take that as confirmation for somebody out there. Your life path 11. But 11 is also number 2. And 2 is about partnership, but also about the choices we make. So we have a choice. Do we want to sit in the void? Or do we want to get empowered to do something to allow there to be a closeness, a partnership with me? And, I mean, connection is anything. It doesn't have to be romantic. Connection. Connect to people. Connect to relationship. Connect to the world. Connect on a different way. Like, actually connect. Not be defensive and guarded and have this in between me and other people. I don't want to sit with other people in this energy. Defensive and crab-like. You know, I want to sit with people close, no matter who they are, because they are me. From a loving, beautiful place of magic, okay? So get out of your own way, pile 3. You know, let's not sit in victimhood here. All right. I love you very much. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.